All right. The
Things.
first challenge is always going live and having everything work, and seems like we got there. So great
Woohoo!
success.
Yeah.
We did it, everyone.
It's all
First
easy
encounter
from
complete.
here, right? We're just gonna waltz through tonight's session.
Success.
Absolutely. Where's the little victory emoji? So I'm just gonna throw that up there because I'm feeling pretty good about that. We did it. We made it back from PAX, some of us, and we're back for more Veil Breakers. A continuing adventure of our heroes who, well, were killed by the villain early on, but through the twists of fate have been brought back and have a chance to potentially take that villain down. Man, it's been a good campaign so far. How's everyone doing?
Doing good.
Good.
Recovering from a lot of just joyous moments and just a fun-filled weekend of nerdery and all sorts of fun stuff.
Heck yeah.
In Philadelphia.
In Philadelphia, we got these little Philadelphia, Christmas market mugs.
I'm so jealous you got to hang out with Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
You
get just
should be.
My city.
one doesn't simply hang out with Joe.
No.
One experiences Joe. We get to see his show on Friday, and it was fantastic. It was hilarious, and I loved every minute of it.
I'm so glad that not everybody I know has seen a show of mine. Not that it's required. It is.
I get it. I was in a
but, like,
band for 10 years, and the number of people that never once saw me perform.
Oh. But anyway, so
Yeah, Maiden's Dice. Whoop whoop.
Heck yeah.
But it's always a joy to share that aspect of my life with people.
No, it was great. It was a great time.
It was a ton of fun. Thank you for the picture.
And we got to the next night visit the Christmas Village in Philadelphia, where we all got our new matching friendship mugs.
Yes.
Friendship forever.
Oh,
So.
poor Vicky.
Sorry.
I'll
That
get one for you and send
We'll
it
just
to
have to
you.
pick one. We'll have to pick one up for you.
We did have a
Not you,
conversation.
Chris. You can get your own.
Thanks.
Damn.
We had a conversation because
right.
we were saying hey, if we buy a couple extra mugs, we can get one to Chris pretty quick. But can we get one to Victoria?
We can drop it off on the
enough?
drive home. Wait, there's no way we could get one to Vicky by tonight. No, this isn't happening.
Yeah. We did think about it though.
Because it'd be a lot of fun to have everyone be like, "Look at the cool mugs we all have," but then it's logistically, this is not feasible.
Logistically not possible.
Which is why I was like,
And
guys,
the dream died as soon as it began.
guys, all we have to do is just get let Vicky know ahead of time. Make sure she has a label maker, and just have any old mug and just put Philadelphia Christmas.
Yeah.
And,
Los Angeles has a Christmas market, right? I'm sure.
What was this last night?
Everywhere.
Where was it yesterday?
I mean, there is a Dutch recreated. I don't know what it's called, but there's a recreation of a Dutch village that is its own town thing, right up the 5, and you can go during this time of the year when everything is Christmas decorated. And but I have the flu, so I didn't do that.
That's smart.
But I do have access to label makers, so.
That's good.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Maybe
good.
during the break.
Yeah, just slap
make
it on a
your own
coffee mug and
Christmas
call it
village.
good.
Just make all the little stalls out of cardboard for your cats to destroy.
Actually, yeah.
Draw little stars on them with Sharpies.
Label maker shenanigans.
They would
Absolutely.
be so happy until they destroyed it, which would happen approximately 2 hours after it was created.
And then they look at you.
We're a big fan of the zoomies means tag and running into things. So
Here's the dangerous thing about label makers, though, is they're so much fun, and I like being
it's
organized.
A slippery slope.
But
does that need a label? No. But is it going to have one? Yes.
Well, then you have to fight the intrusive thought to be what if I label the spoon drawer forks? And just become an agent of chaos. And then that expands quickly to be oh man, I could really mess some stuff up by being yes, entrance, and you know what I mean?
How
Make it
marriage
complete.
ends. Get cited in the divorce paperwork.
This is the beginning of
Exhibit
Heather's
A
villain
is
story.
the
Yeah.
peeled off label. Or like
Jones
label upon
has-
label, like spoon, fork, rabbit season, duck season. Like, yeah.
Oh, that's
I
good.
appreciate the idea that what finally drives Heather over the edge is Andy mislabeling things throughout their
Spoons and forks.
house.
Yes.
Yep.
How
I mean,
easy-
You know,
accidentally.
she could tolerate all of the rest of it, but that
Yeah.
was a step too far.
But a bathroom sticker on the closet, we're done. That's
To be fair, you know what? I would get it. I'd be like, oh, this is the bathroom. Like, walk into the closet and be like, fuck this.
As if you guys haven't lived in that house for how many years and she kind of knows where the bathrooms are.
I mean, yeah, but if they're labeled wrong, you never know what happens, right?
That's true.
Like, you could be sitting there and be
You
like, oh,
can't
wow,
defy the label.
when did we get a new closet? This is crazy. Opens it up. Like,
how
Did Andy
easily do the
refurbish
labels-
another bathroom? Oh, that's so sweet.
it's gone insane.
How easily do the labels come off? That's what I want to know.
I'll tell you this much: I got some cool like hanger, what do you call them? Like command strips, right?
Okay.
But I got like the industrial version, so it's like, oh, this is super. It'll never come off, and I'm like, okay. And I didn't do the math on this,
What did you just
Oh.
so I got my little like fox that just says "dude" that I found at like a thrift shop up on the wall, and I was like, oh, I want to move that to like a different area of the room. And I had used these like industrial, like will hold, 1,000 pounds of like machinery.
I was gonna say, aren't they
but-
rated for how many pounds they'll hold?
Yeah, I did not read that. I was just like, oh, it's a command strip. It's fine. Put it on there. And I was like, I want to take this down off the wall.
Uh-oh.
Go, man. It's
Rip
all
that-
that good.
Chunk of the wall down, yeah.
I have to get a hairdryer and try and melt some of it so I can pull it off. But
Hey guys, want to hear something funny?
Mhm.
Guess who didn't realize she was supposed to be gaining more sorcery points every time she gained another rank in sorcerer?
this is why you need Gray to help coach you through magic.
That's
right?
right.
But he's
'Cause
not my
clearly-
he's not my sorcerer mentor. He's my warlock mentor. He wouldn't know this stuff.
Clearly, you're not a great sorcerer, so you should put more points in Warlock.
Yeah.
No,
just
it's
keep-
because I just
That's what
unlocked that
levels-
memory that I remembered I have more sorcery points.
Oh, yeah, canonically,
that's
yeah,
the
that's
problem.
right,
Gray was keeping
right.
that memory from me.
100%. Now, Gray is absolutely the villain here.
Yeah, it's all his fault.
Yes.
Mhm. Well,
My
speaking of-
girlfriend did the Christmas decorating yesterday. She got the whole house. It looks lovely, but it involved taking stuff out of the storage unit and things like that. And I'm allergic to dust, and I am dying right
Oh,
now.
Everybody has the sniffles. It's okay.
No, that is the worst when you're just like pulling stuff out. Like, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Like just a dust cloud just descends on you, and you're like, oh no.
Or the spiders.
You're like in a hazy like Fury Road kind of fog. And you're like, what in the hell? That's always good.
I am fighting the dust devil. Yes.
Ooh,
What
Very good.
What is the highest level spell you can cast as a sorcerer?
I just gained the ability to. I gained 1 5th level spell slot.
cool.
in this
Oh,
one.
shit.
I might be able to help you. Wait a second.
Shiny.
I found.
All right.
This is. I'm just gonna send you a thing in the Discord. It's my favorite resource for just like the best spells you can probably pick.
Okay.
So I'll send that to you. It
Get
helps
up.
me just like I get decision paralysis when it comes to spells because I was
Getting
like,
a lot of
"There's
mileage
no
out
more."
of Ryan's Binding Ice.
Fucking love that spell, man.
Getting
I
work
can't believe
done.
you let me take it.
You know what? It's a great spell, right? I would want to use it as a player, and every time I'm just like, oh yeah, I just forget that you have it. And you're like, hey, watch this AoE that paralyzes half your combat. And I'm like, oh shit, right.
I can only do it like once per combat, though. So
far, it's been enough.
Yeah, tier 2 for 2 on that one. That is
I
fucked
really
me up pretty
only
hard.
pull it out when you like really pulled out all the guns to fuck with us, and then I'm like, nope. I need some crowd control on this business.
Well, that's 100% the right move. I can't be mad
Yeah.
about it. Yeah.
I can't be mad at you actually using your skill set appropriately.
Right? Like, if anything, I should be happy.
Uh-huh.
But
You
there's
should be
a
proud of me, Andy. Think about what a better magic user I am now compared to when we started this.
That's true. Listen, as a fellow player, I love it. I love to see the growth. As a DM, I just want to murder all of you, and like, that is hindering my process.
We're
So
just going to continue to make it as hard as possible.
Yeah, that's the goal, right? Like, ideally, you all win, but if it's not
It's
a
part of my
challenge, what's the point,
affirmations
right?
every morning. Actually, if you're gonna kill me, I'm gonna make it hard.
Yeah.
Just staring in the mirror like, "The fucker's gonna kill me today. I'll make it as hard as possible," and then get on the 95 and start driving.
Excuse me, it's the 405 and the 10.
Hmm.
Where,
I'm sorry, you have insane numbers for your highways. That's crazy. So,
and we
but
say a "the" in front of them, which is how you know it's from like out here and not the other side.
oh,
Which is
that is
also how you know that like all of the shows that are like filmed here that are meant to be on the other side of the country, and they call it the 9-5, and you're like, no.
I think I would become instantly enraged if someone was like, "Oh yeah, you just take the 95 south," and I'd be like, "What'd you say to me?"
The 405 is the one
Like,
that was in the second Matrix movie as, "You told me never take the freeway. Let's hope I was wrong."
Oh yeah, they're doing the fun on top of
Yep.
the car combat.
To be fair, that is how I feel about getting on the 405.
Yeah,
Every
I grew up in California, so I
Yep.
have experienced the 405.
Yeah, totally. That's what that is.
That's good stuff.
It's awful.
Well, speaking of growing up in California,
Oh my God.
I can't segue that well. Let's play this game. So when we last left our heroes, they had found their way from the Undying Realms into the Shadowfell. They went through a portal that connected the two areas and very quickly found themselves in a cave, kind of navigating some uncertainty, but following behind some strange, almost vulture-looking, hunched-over.
Skexy.
It's not quite what it is, though.
Okay.
But you're very close. Following this thing that had kidnapped some of their companions. And unfortunately, due to the complexities of the cave, they took the smarter route, which was to, deliberately and slowly move forward. Which was good because they ended up running into a shadow dragon who was actually happy to talk to them rather than fight them. And this dragon, Minerith, through some bartering with goods from the outside that he wanted, offered them a place of safety to rest for the night, which is good for the party because they had been through multiple fights right before they reached this point, so they were in need of a good break. But as you all have rested in this shadow dragon's cave, at the end of your dance party, because Minerith loves to dance, and so does the rest of you. You awake feeling refreshed, right? It's still dark, and still the Shadowfell, which just has that overlay of, even in the cave, you can kind of feel there's a cold, hazy days almost, where it's just like, it's too bright, but also too dark. I'm kind of cold, but maybe a jacket would make me too warm. You just can't get comfortable. But honestly, not the worst for where you're at. Bella, do me a favor and make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, that's right. I'm still dealing with this nonsense.
Yes. Unfortunately,
You miss your soul.
It's a DC 18, by the way. Sorry, 17. It went down one.
Yeah, that's absolutely a fail then.
Okay.
And you added your +3 from me?
Still a fail.
Ooh. All right, fair enough. That level of that failed death saving throw that's currently marked in does not go away. Doesn't get worse.
Oh, is this a magical effect?
I'll call it magical. It's magic environmental, but yeah, magical.
Show off.
Valen has felt his cleric powers improve, and his god has blessed him with cleansing touch, the ability to remove any magical effect on a person by touching them 3 times a day.
Hell yeah.
You can touch me 3 times a day?
Valen just comes and puts his hand.
Keep the weird magical effect.
It's not worth it. Valen comes and puts his hand on your shoulder and says a quick prayer.
Gives me a quick pep talk.
That's right. You got this, girl.
You're doing okay. You're doing good, kiddo.
You're gonna
Keep
die
it
today.
up.
You're at least gonna make it hard. Yep.
That's right.
What does the magic look like when it actually goes off when you use this ability?
I'm going to say she gets a bit of a glow from the inside that spreads out.
Okay.
It's a nice holy light that just infuses her being, and she just feels better.
That's actually really cool in this like dark cavern, right? All of you have dark vision, but you're still aware of the lack of light and just like that nice ambient light, kind of like a safe, almost nightlight.
It's the spirit of Christmas.
Yeah, it's the spirit of Christmas. This is rapidly falling into a Christmas one shot where the spirit of Christmas emerges from a cave into the village below, and I don't know, murders all the toys. But yeah, Bella, this is actually warm, soothing, and comforting.
Enough, Holly works just as well shoved down the throat, right?
Phrasing is phrasing not a thing anymore.
Woo! Bella, that
Holly jolly Christmas.
that failed death saving throw goes away. You are. Jeez. I'm gonna hit the phrasing button. It's just.
I'm stopping.
It's too late. We're here now. Words were spoken. Here we are. Yep. But yeah, Bella, that failed death saving throw goes away. Thanks to Valen's new magical abilities, new clerical powers. So you're in this cave, right? Mynareth did tell you how to leave, right? As part of kind of this little tour of the tunnel complex. You feel like you can pretty confidently remember how to get out. So that's not too much of an issue. At this point, Mynareth is not visible. This is something that he'll do occasionally when it is kind of dark. He just vanishes. But we'll just like usually emerge sometimes uncomfortably close to you and be like, "Oh, hello," and you're like, "Oh, Jesus, I didn't even see you there," because the way he moves is hard to track. But he's around. What do you all want to do?
I think we need to hurry to the exit because our kidnapped friends have waited long enough. We are ready for fight.
There may actually be a way that I can find Valerie, I believe, was the last person that we saw taken through the veil. Veil. I'm not sure if I can do this.
What do you got?
And she pulls out a music box. The music box that's holding her mentor's spirit.
All right.
Chantel. That bitch. Stole his spirit and planted it in a music box that he was going to give to Odette. And Chantel was jealous, I guess, of that. Mm-hmm. And seems like a lot to kill a man and trap him in his own machination. Anyway.
Oh, you were the favorite for years. This was just the cherry on. This is the final straw. Like, oh, imagine working so hard and Odette just waltzes in one day and becomes like the crowd favorite and like the favorite of your mentor and just undercuts you. Oops. Time and time again. Oops. Not deliberately. I mean, you were talented. Mm-hmm. And then finally he's like, "Oh, I'm making this ballerina," and Odette gets the first one. It's like, "Nope, that's it."
Murder.
You're gonna die.
That Brady Bunch Marsha scene, and you just see her eye twitching.
So, General Azulana. I can use Eyes of the Dead, and so I use an action to name a place, or actually, I don't know if this works on a humanoid. Actually, it might only work on a place. Sorry about this. This might actually not work. But it would be something that the humanoids saw in life. It creates an invisible sensor somewhere in the place, as if it is on the plane. If it is on the plane of existence that you are currently on, which we are.
Okay.
But I misread this, so this might only work on places that the general knew.
Let me take a look. See. Let's see.
If that doesn't work,
that won't Yeah, that won't work the way you want it to, unfortunately.
Okay, that's all right. Then I would say it's not going to be my favorite thing, but Odette didn't pull that out at all. She pulled out the Book of Shadows. And it starts like, she opens it and like the purple black pages start going back and forth, back and forth. Eventually, like, open to a spell.
I'd like
And-
you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The incredulity right there.
Me?
Like a wisdom saving throw. What?
Okay. Plus, that's a +3 from that one?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got an 11.
Okay. This hasn't happened in a while, right? When you open the Book of Shadows,
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
there is a strange pulse that happens. And it almost like ripples through the air outward. And you remember
The
this
shadows
happening.
in the plane of shadows.
Mm-hmm. You remember this happening prior when Zengi had control over the book, right? And would just kind of beacon out, right? Or had partial control.
Okay.
But you took care of that. You went into the book, you fought Zengi off, you claimed ownership of this artifact. And it hasn't done that since. But for some reason, when you open that book now, despite you being in control of this thing, because you feel it as it tries to call out, and for a second you're able to kind of like almost stop it, and then boom, there's that echo and that ripple that goes through onto the Shadowfell.
Her, violet eyes kind of wince. Well, it's open. I think the damage is done.
Do the rest of us see that?
Yes, you can see the effect.
Okay.
It cannot be Zenki. We got rid of him. He relinquished control.
I think it's just the shadow plane. That this is attuned to the book.
That would make sense. I am able to draw powers from the plane through it.
And if anybody would like to make an Arcana check, they're welcome to.
Yay.
Okay, sure.
Valid with like, what do you have, +1 in that?
-1.
-1. Oh yeah,
That's an 11.
nailed it. Seems bad.
Wait a second.
I have like crazy arcana, but I only rolled a 12.
It's been a long couple days.
15.
I rolled really poorly, which is why I only have a 14 on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a 15 all day.
15 on the dot. There it is. It's the spell locate object. And you've seen this before in reverse, right? When it called out to Zengi, it would beacon out as I'm casting locate object so you can find me, like a GPS ping. It's not attuned the same way. There's a very distinct difference in the feeling of the casting, right? So it's not pinging to him. Not sure specifically.
It's not helping us find something. It's specifically telling something else where we are.
Yes, this is a deliberate call out to something. But 15, it's definitely not Zengi.
Well,
so we should move.
We should. However, I do not know how good your tracking skills are, Sir Paladin, sir, or my good druidess friend. But
I would say better than middling. Just maybe.
Good.
How about in the plane of shadow? She seems helpful.
That I don't know, but my survival has a +14, so.
Damn. Okay.
Plus 14.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I think we're in good hands, but she does say it would come at a cost, possibly, but I am familiar enough with my good friend Valerie that I might be able to cast clairvoyance from the book. and see what she sees, see what is around her. And perhaps our kind host might be able to point us in the right direction.
Well, he was able to point us to the exit that they took. So I think number one, we need to get out of this cave there.
We.
And that'll put us at a spot where we can assess how far, I don't know, where they might be in relation to us.
So magic as a last resort.
Or at least magic when we're outside, so that we'll be closer.
We. She keeps, she's like, yeah.
You know what? No, you opened the book already. Might as well.
She's just like, I'll just, she like grabs like a random ribbon and like puts it in there as a placeholder and closes it and like, it's, if they know where we are, then they know where we are.
It's true.
Opening it again will not a must.
Yeah. Mynareth, I assume that you can handle anything that would be coming in to your home.
See one of the like darker pools of shadow on the wall, like just open up a pair of like dark violet eyes and just go, yes, well, what are you
We don't
know.
worried about?
We would hate to return your hospitality by bringing evil upon your home, but we don't know what that would have been talking to.
Though arguably we could just be delivering you dinner.
I do like dinner.
Not to suggest what to do with house guests, but...
Well, some guests are friends, some guests are food. You are friends.
Not
but do need
friends,
food
not
eventually.
food.
Yes. Guests are friends, not food.
Well, we thank you for your hospitality, and we'll be heading to the exit. We know that according to our bargain, we'll have to maybe bargain again should we re-enter the cave. But for now, farewell.
Bring more fruit. You're always welcome to stay.
And she'll make another handful of good berries and put them
Ooh. It's like a little shadow claw comes out.
down. Yeah.
Delicious. Where are you off to, if you don't mind me asking?
Raven Queen, probably. Just a guess.
We have 3 missions. We need to speak to the Raven Queen. If we can avoid that and find Itzel's here, a family member, she is also lost in the Shadowfell.
Yes, actually.
And our friend that was kidnapped by the bird creature.
Well, possibly 3 to 4 friends. My dancing troupe, you see. Our. And she like touches Valen's shoulder. Our dancing troupe / up and coming sword fighters.
Itzel's gonna like gesture to herself and be like, but smaller and like a little bit less with the and like nicer look with like flowers, planty stuff. She would have had plants to offer you.
Well, sounds nice. Well,
she would have had a lantern.
Mm-hmm.
Green energy.
I did hear of someone matching that description. The green light specifically. It seemed to be just traveling through the area. Not particularly interesting to me at the time. It's the Shadowfell. We see all sorts of strange things pass through.
How long ago was that?
Perhaps a day. Maybe 2.
And you heard this from the others that were allowed passage?
From the other shadows.
Oh, okay.
They took particular interest in the light. if it's the Raven Queen that you seek, I, for a price, could take you closer to her domain.
What price would you ask of us?
That would go beyond hospitality. And he kind of looks around, goes, something to add a little life to the place would be nice.
Life to the place. To your home?
Yeah, you like this
Flowers?
this dark, sad cave, like filled with shadows. This, I
Bella
remember
can call
sunlight.
a panther
And
thing, but we'd be happy to leave with you.
A pet.
Yeah,
That
his
could be
name is
fun.
Corey.
Deck record.
Oh, he's a delight. You would love. Okay. You would love his fawning attention.
I do like that as well. And where is this Corey?
Well, he has to be called. Uh, so,
I could probably ask him to come say hi.
So mechanically, I'll give you this. This is an interesting situation because it only lasts
we
for like
can't
what, a minute.
leave him with Mynareth though, right?
So
Unless
what I'll
you
do,
transferred ownership.
Right?
what
Yeah.
I would never.
well, I'll do this, right? I will let you effectively block out that ability to say, like, I have summoned this Hound of Ill Omen, and until you like recall Corey will be just hanging out with Mynareth. But it also means you can't use the ability until you choose to recall him. Which, if you don't add that to part of the conversation, may infuriate him later when his pet disappears.
Yeah.
So that is an option, right? You have multiple,
Yeah.
but
No,
if you want to go down the road, that's a possibility.
I would be honest that he can't stay forever, but like, would it be nice to just, have to not worry about the selfish soul stealing, body stealing rather. That'd be nice for a bit.
So what were you intending about brightening up your place?
You said something to bring life. Yeah.
Yes, I miss at times the material plane. There are circumstances that have made my situation very different. And for the most part, those are an improvement. But kind of like gestures around the cave and he says, "And around here, as you'll see, especially as you go further out, there's not a lot of life here. I miss in times forests or grass. Seeing those types of things was always refreshing. And while the sunlight is not exactly well, it's not something I like, but the things that it grew and that came with it were undoubtedly beautiful and are not very common here."
You would like some flowers and plants.
That sounds lovely.
Okay.
Can Itzel make any kind of night blooming flowers?
I mean, I don't know how long they're gonna survive because I don't know if they're but oh yeah, yes. What is that fucking called? Relatedly, sort of the talking trees from Lady Alora's realm. Would they
Yes.
survive in here if they were to?
The Treants.
Yes.
They would, yeah. So the weird thing about the Shadowfell is it slowly drains energy from you, right? So if you're a living creature in the Shadowfell, you can stay here if you take necessary precautions and you kind of delay that drain, right? But for most like just generic living things, like they'll start to get affected, rather depending on the size and like the fortitude of the thing rather quickly. But you could summon some like treants and they would be able to hang out for a while and be fine. Eventually they would start to have problems because of just the nature of the area, right? Same thing where you could like, it's like putting a tree in like it's a non-native environment. Like it may thrive, it may just wither.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
short term it'll work and it's not. I'll clarify too. I understand that things that are living don't stay living here. If, well, anything that you provide would, I understand if it does not last.
Mm.
It's not your fault. It's just the nature of this place.
Does my Nearth have like either like the shriveled plants or because like I can't create something out of nothing, but if he's got like something that had previously been living or a seed or whatever, then I can like obviously druid craft it and then plant growth it, and it would last for a while.
Yeah, there are like just kind of some sad root scraggles that are in this cave. Things that have like kind of broken their way up through the rock a little bit and are just like more like gnarled bark than anything else, but they are alive.
Yeah.
Any chance in our supplies we might have brought any fruit that has seeds?
Well, I brought a mango. Did we eat the mango? Then did my Nearth
No.
eat the mango?
I'm tracking you have multiple.
Okay, cool. So
Make a mango
all right,
tree.
yeah, like I can make a seed sprout. So I will take another of the like little yellow mangoes that were in my like happy place room in Alora's realm, and we will put that like in a slightly more soily area of the corner of the cave where there's like loose rock and stuff that like so I can druid craft that so that it like basically takes root and sends up a little shoot, and then I have plant growth, which is not a cantrip. That one is, and depending on how long I channel it for, it puts like vitality into the plants.
Hell yeah.
So it will make it thick and overgrown. So it will like sprout itself into a like we'll go with like sort of shorter but like more robust mango tree. But since we're not going to like stay here for forever, it will. It's not going to stay this way for a full year, but it will at least stay nice for a little while.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you have all the pieces you need. How's this look when you do it?
So she'll like put the mango in like the soily bits and just like press her hand on top of it, and it's a combination of like a little bit of very like gentle sort of sunlight from her fingers and a little like sparkle of her particular like starlight energy that will like almost like bleed into the earth, like it's like creating like veins and roots of its own, and the roots of the mango tree will like follow along the paths that it's making through the like loose bits of soil and gravel and whatever is in this. So like it like basically clears the way for the roots to grow, and then you can see it as the tree actually starts to grow out of and like build its trunk. You can see like the threads of that same like very gentle sunbeam energy like twist up through the bark as it grows and sends out its nice little like waxy leaves. So
Itzel creates a tree from almost nothing. Little mango tree.
Magnifique.
And Mynareth kind of like, glides over and is like staring at it, just sniffs it a little bit, plucks a mango off of it. Just,
and now there will be more seeds, but it will need actual sun at some point to stay healthy. But for now,
this is lovely.
and she'll like break a little like twig off of and like peel back like the little bit of the bark and be like, even the wood is like fragrant because like mango wood is that is a little bit of that beautiful smell to it. So even once it stops, should you choose to, or if you can't find a way to keep it living, it will still provide even in darkness.
There are very few who have the power to create and grow life in this domain, so I'm impressed.
Well, I can't create it from nothing. The seed had to be there, but you know the room in the Undying Realms that is my place of comfort has trees that grow just like this. So now you have one as well.
Thank you. Well, I suppose I will.
Makes delicious jams and chutneys. Yeah.
Suppose to my end of the bargain, I will take you through the Shadowfell. No one here has problems with height, do they?
Fear of heights?
Yes.
No.
Oh, good. Flash cut to basically Mynareth, the four of you kind of climbing on top of him, and like he semi-materializes and then shoots out of the cave mouth and starts to fly you across the areas in the Shadowfell.
5 with Gruff.
Oh, good point. Yeah. Gruff is food, not friend.
Gruff is just going to be like, I imagine like clasping across. Yeah.
Just immediately conjures this scene from Jurassic Park, where it's just the goat leg. It's like, where'd the goat go? But, yeah, you fly through the Shadowfell. Everyone here, if you can make perception checks as you fly to kind of learn a little bit about the area, right? I'll tell you a couple things you notice immediately, right? One, it is that like ambient, hazy, dark.
Wow.
Nat
Okay.
one.
I was gonna say my first roll was a nat 1, so that doesn't bode well. I mean it's a 10, but still.
Hey, flying on the back of a shadow dragon through the plane of death is distracting.
The
to say the
streaming
least.
like winds making your eyes tear. All
Yeah,
of yes.
Moving quickly, right?
I have a 21.
Oh heck yeah.
28.
Okay.
Ooh.
I will roll again when we get another chance, but for now it's a terrible 10.
I rolled a nat
I can
20,
see in darkness.
so...
Oh, a nat 20. All right,
Oh,
good rolls.
hell. Damn.
All right.
And I'm sorry, what was the stat I was rolling for?
Perception.
Damn, I just rolled my dice. Here we go. Perception.
25. Sorry,
Nice.
I've got 4 aces. Is this good?
Do I
In
win?
addition to realizing that I never leveled up my sorcery points, I also realized I stopped adding spells known like 5 levels ago in Sorcerer, so I should have had like 6 more spells of various levels all this time. So I'm doing a lot of reading in the background here. I'm sorry.
I will gently remind you of a thing where I was like, hey, if you level up and you want some help with your characters when you level, just let me know. Like, it's on the table.
I didn't think I needed help, and then I realized that I was
She's like,
skipping
I got
over
this!
large parts of the leveling process all this time.
I'm glad you noticed that though, because it at least gives you a chance to like get all that stuff, available to you so you can use it.
But I will try to focus and save the adding more spells to my arsenal at another time.
Oh, good. That's actually very fun. Sorry, it's funny.
Hey, this is how good I've been doing. Really underpowered, it turns out. Just imagine how great I'm gonna be when I actually know what I'm doing, guys. Like,
that's 100% it. You're just playing at the handicap so that it's a fair fight for everybody else. I have said I think off stream, but I'll say it on stream. Like every time I plan an encounter, I live in fear of like Bella Prime, because of your class combination of like Warlock Sorcerer. Like when those two things hit, are absolutely catastrophic for encounters. So every now and then I'm just like, oh man, like I think Bella's just gonna wreck this one. And I've been like, huh, this has actually gone quite well. But now I know why.
it's really hard to predict because if I roll well, you're fucked. If I roll not well, I am useless. It's really, there's no in between. I'm either godlike powers or tripping over my own feet on the battlefield. Like there's zero competence. It's just the extremes available. That's all I've
I feel like
got.
that's just like full caster is how that works. Like yeah.
Yep. It's either like I'm going to be the linchpin for this encounter and like change the outcome of this whole thing, or like I got a sling and I'm throwing a rock,
or I am just a small bean. You wouldn't hurt a small bean, would you?
Right? I love that reference. Oh, I have a secret too. I'm also not left-handed. Like, or surprise, whatever. As you fly through the Shadowfell, though, you notice a couple things from your perception checks. All right, one is that general like dark, hazy, almost like not quite noir movie black and white, but just like everything here is shaded in like black, white, gray, brown, right? The colors when they are here, like really stand out. And you don't see very many instances of them. The couple things you notice as you're flying over some like craggly rock areas that Minareth like very quickly banks away from, and all you have to kind of like hold on as he turns is like there's a bunch of like red eyes that open in some of the rock alcoves, and just banks away from that and like continues to fly before that you are pursued. But moments like that are really jarring because you can see that red clearly, right? The other thing you notice about this Shadowfell is it is just an unforgiving place. As you look at their terrain, Valen especially, that you'd pick up on this. Tactically, this place is a nightmare, right? There are either wide open areas of just absolute nothingness, or these almost labyrinth-like canyons or slot canyons that run into alcoves that are filled with like twists and turns and like tons of places for things to like lurk in the background. And it's not a problem for you since you're up here, but you know that if you end up in those places, like that'd be a rough day for a fight, right? But so far so good. As you fly, the other thing you notice, Odette, you rolled a 28, you said?
Yes, but not a nat 20.
Still great roll.
Yeah, I was nat 20, but my total was lower because mine was only 25 with my bonus. So
okay, you'll learn something interesting as we go. But Odette, you notice that like you feel like you're being watched.
Got it.
You've had this sensation before a couple times. It feels like you're almost sitting there.
We felt it in Waterdeep, didn't we?
You did.
Is it the same feeling?
It feels similar, but not identical.
Mm-hmm.
But it's almost like there's somebody kind of leaning over your shoulder and reading as you're trying to concentrate. And then when you look up, there's nothing there. Right. or almost the same sensation you would get like when you turn off your lights and go up your stairs, and then like there's something's clearly following you, but it's not, and it's just that like moment of like stress or panic that could occur.
Happens all the time.
It's all the time, right? Hey, when you turn the light off at the bottom of the stairs and run up, like you have to clear that stair area very quickly, or else that shadow demon comes out and eats you. Right? Other than that,
That's why basements happen.
Yeah.
exactly. Like all basements are haunted.
And that's why I don't have stairs.
Mm-hmm. See, modern problems require modern solutions.
Only rickety ladders for Joe.
It's a systems of ladders and ropes.
Yeah, or like I was thinking actually like the rope ladders that you have to like rig down and then like coil back up. Yep.
Precisely. Also, a fireman's pole.
We are also a family Robinson. It's fine. Yeah.
Yes.
like
Spiral
that.
slide.
Yep.
Ah,
I'm picturing the Ghostbusters headquarters, where it's like you come down the fireman's pole and you run to the little the Ghostmobile, the
Love it.
Echo One. There it is, Ecto One. Bella, on your nat 20.
Yeah.
The thing you notice is that it looks like the Book of Shadows that Odette's carrying. If you didn't know better, it looks like something is trying to open it. Right? There's nothing there, but it looks like there's outward pressure being applied to the covers. And it looks like something's trying to open it in its satchel.
You said you also felt this in Waterdeep. Was it also when it sent out that pulse? You're on mute.
Had happened once. It was not. That was after I had reclaimed the book from Zengi, and Lady Alora had relinquished her portion of her control. It was the night of your date, I believe, Itzel, and we were coming back from the casino, or the den of ill repute.
Mm-hmm.
We just sensed it. I think maybe even Cole sensed it as well.
If you want to roll Arcana, you're welcome to, since you have that information.
Sure. It does not feel...
even though I wasn't there, can I do it?
Yeah, since you have the information, you can roll Arcana on it.
Yeah. So I rolled it in my new my dice tower. It just went right out of the mouth, and I got a nat 20.
Oh, heck yeah.
Nice. I got a dirty 20, but okay.
Okay.
I'm happy to add to that if you wish.
No, that's more than enough. Odette and Itzel, as you kind of put your heads together on this, like this has all the markings of a clairvoyant spell.
Oh, of a what?
Of a clairvoyant spell.
A clairvoyant spell. She's like, you see, this was what I was going to cast in originally. I was going to use the clairvoyance.
Mm-hmm.
And now it is being used on. We know what's happening. Screaming into the wind. She's like, how do we turn this off?
Give me a second and I will tell you. That's a good question. Actually kind of wonder if I could sort of do it backwards. Clairvoyance is not a thing that I have. Clairvoyance still has range though, right? So like this has to be something.
So basic clairvoyance.
Oh, it's a mile though. Holy crap. Okay.
Mm-hmm. There are ways to also enhance that beyond a mile.
Like sorcery.
Okay. So
sorcery
if it's
points,
trying
upcasting.
to open the book though, I think it's a like fair guess that they're using seeing, not hearing. Because otherwise this conversation would kind of have been rendered useless.
Well, I know that there are two versions. You can be seen and you can be heard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I
You
wonder.
can switch during the
Or you
spell.
can switch
Ah.
partway through.
Yeah,
on
but the pages of the book aren't necessarily going to be useful to somebody if they're hearing, right? So like
Absolutely. But just as for the
Uh,
nat 20, like if you can take an action to concentrate, and you can switch between seeing and hearing
yes, but I mean
while
like,
the
if
spell's
it
in
wants
effect.
to see the pages of the book, like if it's trying to open the book. So I wonder if like Odette, do you have anything that can cast magical darkness over this? Is like
Yes, and she kind of like leans to how do you pronounce Nymerith?
Minerith?
Earth, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
she says, "My love, my dear,
Yes.
you can see in magical darkness, can you not?"
No, of course.
And she's like, "Everybody, make sure you have firm handholds where you are." And she just like opens up her locket, and it's a picture of she on one side and Cole on the other, little cameos, and she casts it on herself, and she casts darkness on that one panel, and it just kind of blooms like a flower around them in a 20-foot
Cool.
radius.
I guess since we have an excellent vantage point as well, if anyone sees an orb of light down there, might be helpful also.
I will keep a lookout. I can see through this.
Because whoever is doing the casting, that's what it will look like.
You are consumed in magical darkness, which actually makes your travels easier, right? Because even though there are things that can see very well in the dark of the Shadowfell, magical darkness is a whole nother level of, mess to deal with. But as your journey comes to an end, you see Minerith kind of circle and spiral down to the basis of a large kind of mountainous path. And I'll keep rolling that nat 20 over. Bella, can you see magical darkness? I believe you can.
I have superior dark vision, but I believe I can only see through magical darkness if I am the one who cast the darkness.
Gotcha. Okay, so then
I have that special ability where if I cast the darkness, I can see through it, but otherwise I just have superior dark vision.
Gotcha. In that case, Odette, go ahead and make one more perception check, please, as you are landing at the base of this large mountainous pass.
I might ask for a little bit of guidance with this one. So
You got this.
thank you.
Paladin inspiration.
Can
Crisp
I
high
say
five, yeah.
I'm helping since I have superior dark vision, and that's got to count for something.
Gotta count for something.
I'll buy that.
Or tell me if this loophole works. I now use sorcery points to cast darkness, which I can then therefore see through. Does that then stack on the magical darkness that's already there? And it's like transitive properties. My magical darkness blends with the magical darkness that's already there. Now I can see both of them. Like when you take like two fogged like pieces of material and you put them against each other, and now you can see through it clearly. It's like that. There's science behind it. It's gotta work.
I respect this hustle so much. you can help. you can help on this one. That is a.
So
I will spend sorcery points to do it if that's what it takes. For me to be able to be like, oh wait, I've got this, and just be like a little to the left, nope. There's a big old rock, little forward.
I will ask you to make an Arcana check, DC 20. If you are below the DC, you will have to spend the sorcery points.
Okay. I'm probably gonna be above the DC because I just rolled a 19.
Oh my god.
You're fine. Okay, yeah, you can cast. You can do
that's
this.
A 30. That's a 30 total on
Yeah.
my Arcana check.
Oh wow.
No, you can just delve into your shadow magic and definitely
Fuck.
definitely help out Odette here.
Okay, is that a
goddamn.
roll with advantage then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so
Just- sorry, the mental gymnastics to make that work.
that's a dirty 20.
Okay. Odette, you do see a small gleam of light coming from a high turret in this what looks like the outline of a castle at the top of this mountain as you go to land.
Namirith, if you look to the my left,
Hmm?
can you see the gleam of the light? It's
Hmm.
coming
Port
from
to port. Yeah, port
uh,
side.
and she explains, like, or I think between Bella and she, we explain what we see.
He says, I do see the light, yes.
Who owns that castle?
Well, you asked to see the way Raven Queen.
Oh no.
This is her domain.
Odette, do you want to use that locate person that you were going to cast earlier to see if they are indeed in the castle?
I can.
Was that an ability or a spell?
It is from the Book of Shadows itself.
Okay. I can cast locate person, but it is on my single level 4 spell slot.
Heck yeah.
No trouble.
I'll say this as you're kind of thinking through this. Minerith has like spiraled down and landed at the base, and it's giving you all a chance to like disembark and get settled, right? And he says, "Well, again, thank you, Itzel, for your gift. I wish you all the best, and if you ever need a place to rest again, my cave is always open. I like you all, so I'll leave you with some insight, I think. Don't offer more than you can afford with the Raven Queen. The types of deals and bargains and contracts that mortals are used to, well, when dealing with entities like her, they expand vastly in scope and sometimes have very unexpected consequences. Just be cautious about what you promise. Be careful about what you promise.
No promises.
There
I
you
mean,
go.
that is what we promised. I will.
That's it. That's right. That's it right there.
We will heed your advice about taking no promises.
All right.
Thank you, my friend. I am glad that we met you.
Likewise, it's been, well, fun. I don't get to say that very often.
Agreed.
Itzel will do like her version of a curtsy. It's like very like slightly awkward and clearly does not like something that she typically does. If I can find ever my way back, I'd be more than happy to bring you other pieces of life for your cave. I hope we'll see each other again, friend.
Kind of nods respectfully.
Yeah, I'll do like the forehead press thing in like as he nods his head down. Yeah.
The cat headbutt, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, the little like yeah.
And looks at Bella and just says, "My friend is one who lives in the shadows. Be wary of going too far into the dark. It can get hard to find your way out."
No, actually, I can see through the dark pretty well, like surprisingly well. So, like, that generally isn't like a really problem for me. But, thanks for the concern. Sweet.
Just like the thought bubble out to the farewell, and then the shadows whip around, and Mynareth flies away, leaving you in kind of a rocky, craggly area that has a small and twisting path that leads further up to what Valen you can identify as like the main entryway, the bridge gate to the keep itself.
Portcullis.
Yes. By your best guess, it's probably a half a mile of like rock scramble, dangerous path up, but it is a path.
If I can see if I can, do I use the book to locate Valerie? I have a feeling that there are a few other places that she would be taken. The book may exact a price, though.
I mean, I'm all for it, but that's just, don't mind me.
She is asking her her lovely companions. I am willing to do it. I do love her like a sister, but
Itzel, did you get a good view of the bird creature? Excuse me.
I don't think that I did. Because it was just like I heard it ahead of us. I don't think I actually saw it.
Okay.
Does
I was gonna
player
say,
me have a guess? Yes. Does character me have a guess? No.
I'm
I
curious.
was going to say if you want to try to track footprints, if you had seen it and knew what feet would look like.
I mean, I can make a guess as to what, and my survival is my best skill. Yes, I would be happy to use some of that nonsense right now. I also have mold earth, so like if we want to make this significantly less annoying for us to traverse up this thing, like we can do that.
Oh, I like that.
I have a mountain goat, so
You do have a mountain goat.
I'm curious. What's your player guess on what these weird bird things are?
Nagpa.
Oh, good guess.
Yeah.
All right.
I had to look up the name last time because I wasn't sure what. Like I was like, I remember seeing it in the book, but I don't remember what they're called.
Mm-hmm. They don't get a lot of screen time. They're kind of fun though.
Yeah.
All right.
I hate when you get a bird caught in your screen door. It's just.
So yeah, I think what Itzel is going to do is, like, in order to sort of, survey ahead, scout ahead for this, using like her survival bit, and given how like rocky and craggy and whatever everything is, I think we're gonna kind of like snow leopard right now, and use that as like a but once again, like very fluffy paws. Like I'm not gonna leave a lot of like of a path behind me, but like got a lot of balance. Obviously, can walk on like very very itsy bitsy things, and I'm gonna be looking to follow the trail of the bird thing, or if we can see like the footprints of Valerie and the rest of the crew. And then like behind me, like I'll come back every so often and we'll do some like mold earth to make it a little bit easier for everybody else to walk.
Okay, go ahead and roll survival.
Can I guide you, or do you want to guide yourself?
Or
I can.
Yeah,
Albero's out to get you
thing
tonight.
that I want to do because, like, yeah. Let's do some guidance on that one. I don't care if that's you or me.
Why don't you guide yourself, and I will inspire you.
Okay, thank you.
If you'd like a 4 in inspiration,
I can do that.
So Odette says just like, no, this is very new to all of us, but if anybody can adapt, I know that you can.
All right, and that's a 4. Okay, great.
Albert is really out to get you tonight.
Okay.
Wow.
What do you get?
That's okay. It's still an 18. What is
Solid.
the Bardic's inspiration? Is that just what are we? Yeah, 4. Okay, never mind. That's a 22.
Solid.
It's only solid because of all the bonuses. I rolled like crap. That was a 2 and a 1 for anybody who was paying attention.
Would you say that teamwork made the dream work?
Yeah, that one. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Um,
So Itzel, you kind of move up ahead of the rest of the group, kind of following this windy path. A couple things you notice immediately, right? It's solid, but it is very, very, very small. There are areas where there are pretty stark drop offs, and there are areas where you can see that the terrain has recently shifted, right? Kind of rocks across the path and other types of hazards that you'd want to be aware of. Combat on this mountain path would be treacherous, treacherous at best. But as you kind of work your way up using, well, a lot of short-footed survival skills that you've learned over your many years, you get to a point where you have a bit of an overlook on a long bridge, and that leads right to the front gates that you're trying to reach. And you don't see any guards. You don't see any activity at all. It is just dark. You do notice, however, that this bridge, again, there's a steep or deep chasm beneath of it. So the idea of trying to like maybe climb down and climb back up on the other side or falling off that thing, it might be very hazardous. But in terms of tracks, you do find them, right? They're sparse because this terrain is pretty rough and pretty hard. But you find the occasional talon marks and scratches across rocks that, as you kind of look at it and you're sizing it up, like, man, if I had giant bird feed, this is exactly what this would look like, as you're seeing these like scrabbles of different things, right? So those do lead winding to the actual edge of that bridge, and then you kind of lose track of them because any more you'd have to like go up and investigate further.
But it's not like they flew.
Nah, it looks like they Scrabble walked their way up this last little piece.
Okay. While I'm on that overlook, since I don't see any guards, can I see if there's like along the actual wall or portcullis or anything like that? Like, does it have the little like arrow slots in the like masonry? Is there like is it like places where surveillance could be happening that's non-magical and it's just that they're not out and exposed?
Take a look at something.
I'm happy to roll perception or whatever, but
yeah, please do.
Okay.
Where is my
Jesus Mother Christ? Okay, well, you know what? It's a 15, but that's still, I've not rolled anything above a 6 so far tonight, guys. That was my best roll so far, and I rolled 6.
It's getting incrementally better.
Yeah, right? I'm just saving them for later. That's definitely how probability works.
There are definitely... What's your total after 6?
15.
15? Okay. There are definitely places out here where people can gain the high ground and like probably shoot at you out of turrets. But it doesn't seem like this castle was built with that really in mind.
Yeah.
That's more of just an effect of having the layers of defense and having the good structural design, but danger's there. It doesn't seem like it's focused on.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna pick my way back to the group, and I'll have a little bit of fun with it. I'm gonna like pounce on Gruff's tail as I come back along the like not in such a way that he thinks that like I'm attempting to eat him, but like basically like grab the fluff with both paws and maybe hang on as he's like shaking me off.
Friend.
Yeah. the and I'll go back into my normal form. So the way is not easy, but before we actually get to the castle, there's a moat of just canyon, just chasm, and a bridge that goes across. The path is narrow enough that we'll have to go single file for a lot of it. I can move some things away, but there's no stationed guards. So I would expect that when we get to the bridge, our presence will probably be, will be known and we'll be sitting ducks. To get across, like I can fly, but and even if we all can, like the impression that I got is that like our presence will be known well before we're so at that make our introductions.
Something I did.
We're not coming as enemies. We're coming as guests.
Yes.
So.
This is something I did mention that is actually helpful for your planning too. The bridge, it is crazy long. Right. It is not like this is like a bridge over a little thing. Like it is like almost comically elongated bridge. So that if you were to like, I don't know, show up as enemies and decide to run across this bridge, you would be exposed for a very long period of time.
Yeah, no, that's obviously that's a no. Yeah. But it also means that like there is no sneaking. There will be no the advantage is clearly hers.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. So I don't know if we want to plan what we're gonna say or whatever, but
YOLO.
I would say I know that Lady Alora spoke respectfully of the Raven Queen. I know they are neighbors, most likely not on the same level of scope of power. But we do know somebody that she knows, and two of us are creatures of shadow in our own right. She looks at Bella. That may be something going for us anyway, unless... did Itzel share with us what Dusty or Sunshine said to her as we passed through into the Shadowfell?
Oh, yeah, I think she would have.
If she wants memories, I would suggest using trading ones that are of little consequence, or perhaps things you would rather forget.
What were we looking for from the Shadow Queen again? Are we asking her to help in the war, or does she have info? It's been so long, I forgot what exactly we were here to ask her.
Oh, is this out of character?
Yeah.
So
Good.
It's been a day.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Wow.
Best case math says that the creatures that kidnapped the dance troupe.
Right? Yes. I mean, other than that, before that, we were intending to go meet her for something.
Yes.
Because we want to get to the Scar, right? And that's part of... Or not the Scar, the
Shar. Desolation of Shar.
Yes. There's also a couple other things. You know that you can maneuver through the Shadowfell and come out in very interesting places. And if you have the Raven Queen's blessing or permission to do so, you could theoretically find your way back into Waterdeep through the Neverwinter through the Shadowfell, which is a possibility. And you can do it without her. It's far more dangerous, right? And also, Itzel theorized that the Raven Queen could help find Metzley. The the last piece, and it's been a while since we talked about this, so I'll throw it out there as a reminder too.
I remember clearly. For the viewers, though.
Yeah, no, it's good to have a recap occasionally.
Well, and we got the creature when it came to her door. Like right now, she's neutral in the fight, right? Or at least like ostensibly, like she's not throwing her lot in with Zangi. So like, might also just be a good idea to make sure that like that's not a thing that can happen or isn't already happening. Or
Let me get Odette and Itzel to make some history checks.
Yes.
Bella as well, because you were around for some of
Jesus
this
Christ.
nonsense. I'm sorry. I'm trying to give you like you got this one for sure.
no, and there are things that I have skill in, and yet it would not. That's a 10 after the bonus.
And the
That is
dice
a
are
10.
telling dice are telling an interesting story tonight.
They are.
Well, the story seems to be go fuck yourself.
Yep.
So,
Itzel, you know
Itzel's a
nothing.
little out of sorts right now.
mhm.
Yep. Don't like this
History.
place. There's not a lot of green.
History with bardic knowledge, jack of all
I
trades.
was gonna
would
say
be-
like I can guidance or whatever but that's still gonna be shitty, or at least not amazing.
that would be 18.
There we go. There we go.
I got a total of 22.
Yay!
We'll
That
take-
makes sense.
We're gonna take
That
her
makes
instead.
sense.
All right.
Bella is in her element. This is all super cool with Bella. She's loving all of this.
Yeah.
Spouting out, if you stay in the Shadowfell long enough, you die. And we're like, more interesting facts from Bella.
Thank you, Bella.
And you know what?
Fun fact.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, like when I first got here, I thought, man, I kind of want to die, and I was cool with that. It's a good vibe, right? Like, you let y'all
She
feeling the
already
good
had the
vibes
worst
here?
happen to her, and Valen already cured her, so she's like, "Hey, wanting to die isn't so bad, guys."
I'm gonna make some connections for you all because it's come up in the game, but like you said, it's been a minute, right?
Mhm.
So way back when, about 3 weeks ago, when you started this adventure, right? And Zengi emerged, taking over Ceri's body, right? Summoned 2 Death Knights to effectively start destroying the area around and unfortunately kill all of you. The Death Knights, you all noted, had symbols on their shields of the. Does anybody remember?
I mean, is it in my book? Probably. Yes.
It
Do I
might be.
remember? No.
I'll save you digging. It was the symbol of Orcus, right?
Okay. Yes, I do remember that. Okay.
And as you were exploring through the library and learning more about some of the things that Zengi had done, you realized that Zengi had found a way to create a tenuous alliance with Orcus.
That's right. And when we met him, we accused him of working for Orcus, and he was very angry.
Yes,
Yeah.
he was enraged at the idea that he'd be subservient to this person, right? So the thing that Bella, and this is new information, but being here would kind of prompt a, let's say, modified Bella, memory of some type. You are one moment kind of staring up at the Raven Queen's castle, and the next you're whisked away and back in a conversation. You're in a large lab, not the one that Gray had. It's a different one filled with just like arcane devices all over the place. You can see like different crystals creating different arcs of color and energy. There are multiple like charts and maps on the wall, and in the back of it, you can see there's like a large volume of books, research library, and it's like almost a pinboard of maps and information and research that's been put up there. And you can see Gray and Zanki, and they're talking. Right? And Gray says, what makes you think any of this will work, right? That you're going to go through and try to trick A deity? Like, that sounds like you're far exceeding what you can actually manage here. I don't doubt that you planned for this, but what possible bargaining power do you have that would give you any reason to even trust what Orcus has to say? There's no way to keep that situation under control. And Zengi simply holds up a small piece of paper. And Bella, it's actually bizarrely edited in your memory. It comes off as just a twisting, confusing mesh of colored runes, right? Makes no sense whatsoever. But it's just glowing with magical potential. And Zengi says, well, I offered him the Palace of Memories. Gray laughs and goes,
Him offered him.
offered Orcus the Palace of
Okay.
Memories. And Gray just laughs and says, you've lost it. You're telling me. In what way are you going to do that? That belongs to the Raven Queen. Like, there's no, you can't bargain between one deity and another to that level. There's nothing. What possible way could you make that work? Once again, just kind of smiles and says, well, I've been planning for this for a long time. And a lot of people don't know the origin of the Raven Queen herself. And quite frankly, to me, that doesn't matter. I don't care where she comes from. The important part is, and he holds that piece of paper up again and says, I know who she is. And Orcus would trade anything for that. And Bella, you kind of come out of your memory as everyone is kind of talking about, like, oh yeah, you single file through the terrained area, right? Single file through the canyon pass, but yeah, you jolted back to the Shadowfell.
I just so let's say I like relay that to everybody else, just to keep things moving, such as I remember it in my mind.
And you are sure you were not able to make out what was on that piece of paper?
No, it's blocked. I can't quite remember that much for some reason, but
Well, if you experienced it, Gray experienced it too. But that also means, and she like taps the book, he probably locked it away in here. Is that why it's been like kind of shuddering and trying to open?
gosh, maybe. Oh,
Do
that
it.
sounds too helpful for the. Well, I guess the book does serve you now, so maybe it wants to be helpful. So maybe that's why.
So if the Raven Queen is trying to open it up and see if it is in here, I am hesitant to open it so close to her castle. We could go ahead.
No, that makes sense. I'm just trying to think if there's anything we could do that would make it a little bit safer to try and.
I mean, is it still
check
cloaked
it.
in magical darkness?
Yeah, cloak it in magical darkness, then open it up and try to commune with it.
It is worth a shot. So she undoes the locket. I'm sorry. Yeah, she opens the locket and like darkness kind of envelops us. And Odette starts like quickly kind of like leafing through the book's pages in order to try and find maybe a reference to like a meeting with Gray, Zangi, and Bella all there.
I can pull something up real quick.
Specifically, maybe like previous to making the deal with Orcus.
Let me look at something.
Just real quick.
Are you so this is going to be a little more in depth, right? You kind of flip through the pages. You realize that the information that you are looking for on like a quick glance and flip through is not in this book, right?
Okay.
But you also know that this book is connected to the vast knowledge and library that Zengi has, right? And you can
But I
access
would have
that.
to physically go inside the book in order to get to it.
You can commune with the book.
All right.
Because that will let you ask questions to it, and the book will give you answers.
But only in a yes or no.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's going to be super helpful.
Is her name Sarah? Samantha?
No.
Nancy?
No.
We're gonna get questions. Cast it again. Oh, it's gonna be like that scene from the Dungeons and Dragons movie where it's just like all the other graveyard scene where they're going through, being like, "Oh, you're not the guy." Like,
yes, though. All right, next.
next. That's so funny.
That would use up all of the charges of the book for the day, and I would have to roll for something bad.
Mm-hmm.
Grant you, the only time I'm safe is on a 16 or 16 through 20 on a roll of 1d20.
It's impossible to know the odds for that, but it doesn't sound great.
Okay.
It's like 2%.
I would roll on
You
screen.
missed a zero.
All right, so contact a deity or proxy. That would be the book
5% each
itself.
one. So 4 numbers.
You can ask 3 questions. They'd be answered in a yes or no. However,
also unclear.
I have the option to answer in short phrases as well. So there's a possibility you glean more information out of it.
Okay.
Did Zengi know her real name? What was it? Actually, you know what? That's dangerous info for us to have. I think that just knowing that Zengi has it is enough to get her to side against him.
That is what...
I mean, the other problem would be, does Zengi still have it? Right? Like, if it's the answer to that is no, is it because Orcus has it?
Even if we just tell her that Zengi was going to give her true name to Orcus, that's probably a level of go fuck yourself that she'd be willing to act on.
Fair.
That is true. If we... that is one piece of information. She might exact a toll from each one of us.
If you're feeling real bold, you could attempt to use her true name to actually, make her do shit for you.
Don't want to do that at all. This does not sound like it will end well.
You got options. I'm just saying, like, choose your own adventure.
Well, if we all learned her true name, we would be targets. I'm sure we would be easily allowed into her room, into her castle abode. But we could also bargain with her and say, we know your name. Feel free to take it. And no one has to...
offer the memory of her name for the bargain.
Yes. She says, she kind of leans in. She was just like, it was an old play that we did from like 100 or 2 years ago. And she like goes through and it's like, and then we had to do, all of the characters had to outsmart obviously the evil necromancer. I'm starting to see some parallels. And she's like, but they ended up trading memories that they could either reclaim or they did not want ever again.
That seems like a fair bargain, and that doesn't seem like she would exact retribution against us.
Agreed. Okay, so how many questions can I ask? I'm assuming three.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Magic, it's usually questions 3. Yeah.
Got it. All right. If I roll on Owl Bear Rodeo, will it see my dice?
It will.
All right. Shall I roll right before I cast the spell, or how does this work?
Oh, no. We're going to go reward then risk. Cast a spell, ask you questions, and then we'll roll.
And let us just be super clear. Which questions am I asking?
Yes.
I didn't cast it yet.
No, I just...
I think Did Zengi know her name? Did he give it to Orcus? What was it? Those sound like valid
Does
questions.
Zengi still know her name? Did he give it to Orcus? And yes. What is her name? All right. And so Odette opens the book. Is there another pulse?
There's not.
There's not.
The ribbon did it.
Placeholders. So she says, she like communes with the book. She kind of like lays it on the ground in front of her. And she says, Great Book of Shadows, heed my call. Answer my questions. Does Zengi still know the name of the Raven Queen?
As you sit there and you have this book in front of you, you ask it to heed your call. Bella, you can still see in the magical darkness. I'll give it to you. That was a good hustle from earlier, right? The rest of you kind of hear some stuff as Odette's talking through this. The pages begin to flip as if blown by wind, right? And very quickly, Odette, we see the camera just like pan almost a 360 around you. You end up in a very different place. Bella, you see Odette turn into pure, like almost black fog or shadow, and get pulled into the book.
Is that bad? That might be bad.
That might mean my effect of shadow goes with me.
It does not. It'll stay. But yeah, as you're having to
the book, I'm gonna like sort of like rush forward to catch the book that would presumably fall otherwise.
Yeah, you grab it. Val and Itzel, you just hear like the wind, you hear the shadow rush, you hear the Bella go, what? Ah! Catch the book.
Ape thump.
Yeah.
Guys, not to make anybody worry, but
Odette
I think Odette just got sucked into the book.
Yeah, that's what that looked like. Great.
Should we follow her?
No, that seems like
I don't know how we could.
Also, somebody's got to protect the actual book since we know they're looking for it.
Yeah, I guess I'll stay here.
Yeah.
I guess we have to trust Odette.
You have all
honestly, if one of us is going to go in there, Bella, my nomination is you. But in terms of like what you know about the magic and the history, and
sure.
Then again, Gray going in there might not be the greatest of ideas for. I don't know.
I can handle it. It's fine. I'll go in there and I'll hit up Necrocory and I'll have him help me.
Itzel's face just goes like very intentionally blank.
Bella, what do you do to try to get in the book? I'm just curious.
I'm gonna try to use a repurposed Misty Step. I've been in the book before.
Okay. Now, there are a couple of moments where you like kind of you poof Misty Step and try and get into the book, and like you just end up on the other side of the rock outcrop that you were on, and like okay, you try a few other things, even as simple as like speaking the same words that Bella spoke, or like even just the whole like, can I?
I think what I'm doing is it's like, okay, so in theory I'm trying to get in the book, so I've like handed the book off to Valen, and it's like one of the times I Misty Step, I like am above the book and like crash down on top of like the entire thing.
Yep.
Just take.
Okay, physically in the right space, not like planar wise, in the right space.
But no, for some reason there's whatever connection you would need to make this happen. You don't currently have it. And I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna charge you the Misty Step spell. That's just funny. Right. But you try and something missing. You can't make it work. But Odette, as you very quickly fade away, you see kind of the 360 camera move around you, and you go from this dark, cold mountainside outcrop where you're working through this idea to torches being lit, right? There's that soft everglow magic, right? No flame. Cool marble, luxurious seatings and tables, massive shelves piled with books, scrolls, maps. And at the front of you, there is a desk. And on the other side of that desk, you see the pages on the table start to whirl together and form that spellbook archon that you'd met before.
Oh.
Kind of forms this humanoid-looking silhouette made out of books and pages and pens, and it looks at you and it says, "You've called. I'm here to answer. What are your questions?"
Thank you. I need to know, does Zengi currently still know the name of the Raven Queen?
You see its eyes flash with blue light, and you see like all the books start like swirling around, and all becomes like a snow globe of paper, and it all just resets back to that pristine order. It says, "Yes."
Thank you. I did not write down all the questions. Second question was...
Did he give it to
yes.
the god?
Right. Did Zengi give the name of the Raven Queen to Orcus?
Again, an explosion of movement. There's books and tomes. A map flies past your head, and then it all restabilizes. Perfectly organized. Yes.
Thank you. Jesus.
Allergic to dust. That's it. Yeah.
Odette kind of steels herself, and she says, "What is the name of the Raven Queen?" And she kind of like leans in, like with her ear.
The true name. He's like, the Raven Queen. That's her name, the Raven Queen.
Oh, well, that old thing? Raven Queen. But she like leans in almost like conspiratorially, just like, and like whispers that question, and then like listens in.
Nothing moves. And the spellbook archon leans in towards you and just says, "Are you sure you want this knowledge bestowed upon you? Think carefully before answering. It cannot be reversed."
Cannot be reversed.
Yeah, she looks at the spellbook Archon, and she says, "I would like to speak in a sidebar." Doesn't ask the question. She says, "I would like to speak in a sidebar." You serve me.
The two of you immediately move. You don't recall walking, just the scene changes, and the two of you are sitting in a small, like a small lounge area with high backed chairs, multiple books around you, and again, a fireplace crackling, but no heat.
Mhm.
And it says, "Proceed."
We both know that the Raven Queen has made no moves against Zengi. He would be gone. Knowing what he knows. But you are fearful for my life.
The burden of knowledge can be extraordinary.
There have been many masters of this book. Each one of them, myself included, has or is, has been or is strong enough to know that burden and feel that and carry it. You are a shrewd judge of character. Our connection is clear and strong.
It sits there for a moment, just silence. Even the fireplace doesn't actually make noise, just cast shadow or cast light. And it says, "If you wish for the knowledge, I will bestow the knowledge upon you. My job is to help you learn and to advise. I've done the latter. I will proceed with the former if you are sure."
She thinks for a moment, knowing like they're kind of outside of time and space.
Mm-hmm.
I know that this knowledge, this true name, will help us in the long run. I hear you advising me against this, as it would be great. If I am able to share this name, once I have it, with my comrades, things are not quite so heavy when you have others there. And then she says, "If I am not strong enough, then the four of us will be." You advise well. I hope Zengi treated you better.
A slight nod out of that. And then back to the table.
I feel like she's still like leaning over.
And says, ask your question.
What is the true name of the Raven Queen? I have an idea of what this might look like.
If you want to describe it, go ahead. I'm intrigued.
I don't think we should say her name out loud.
Oh, hell no.
If you even like. So I see she leaning over and he leaning over like the desk, or she might even just come behind the desk and like lean in again, like kind of like sharing secrets on like a school ground almost.
Conspiratorially.
Conspiratorial. And her like it whispering like in her ear, like a little delicate pointed alabaster ear, and her like purple eyes going wide with shadow, and then like maybe like a slight smile that turns into like a gasp.
As this happens, you feel an incredible weight fall onto you. As you hear this name echoed through your head, it almost becomes like a sound you can't stop hearing. It's just there. And those same runes described before are almost burned into your mind as you have the image of this name in your head. And that you realize just from that whisper that the spellbook gave to you, the transfer of power was immense. Having that sound uttered, even in a contained demi-plane, had power in a way that you've never felt before. As it almost echoed throughout the entire area, even as it was a very slight whisper, the hours pulled back towards you, and you just feel that burden, but also that potential. And you know just how much either benefit or damage you could do from this knowledge. Do me a favor, roll your d20.
Great.
You got this.
I don't trust technology or computers
Nope.
or anything like that.
Well, I think owlbear is going to be great for you because it sucked all the luck out of Itzel. It's just holding it in potentia.
So, and I don't do this often. I'm assuming just clicking on the D20 just sends it screaming into onto the screen,
Yeah,
right?
it's got to be the one on the bottom there. The one on the top changes the like cosmetic.
Are you an owlbear? I don't see you in there.
Yeah, I am. Maybe I'm not. Wait a second.
Wait, what are you on?
I'm in a weird room, I guess. Okay.
You're all by yourself, just
Sorry.
in an owlbear room. Yeah.
This is the craziest encounter. There's nothing on the map. I don't know. What are you
I
fighting?
I see Bella and Itzel in here. Why didn't you send me the new?
I thought I saw you earlier.
Yeah.
I see me, Bella, and Itzel, and GM.
I see Odette.
Okay.
There he is.
Yeah,
Now
I don't see
no,
Odette.
Odette
Yep.
keeps going in and out, but yeah, I see Odette.
There we go.
That is-
All right, that looks good.
That is pink. They gave me this terrible brown color.
Okay, great. So,
One Odette in, we take one Odette out.
All right,
yeah,
and
okay.
take two. Go ahead and roll that
fantastic.
d20.
I want to do it.
Ominous
Where is
feelings.
it?
Tension.
It's just not doing. Wait, okay, so do I just?
You click the D20 in the upper left, which opens the
Yeah.
tray, and
Yeah.
then click the D20 individual die on the left.
Yeah,
It's
the
And
one
just
on the
kind of
bottom.
drag it out in the tray and flick it.
The one on the bottom, because the one on the top just changes the skin.
Eat that
Oh,
thing.
the one on this. Okay, the one on the bottom.
Yeah. Just pick it up with the mouse and just flick it into the tray.
Or just,
Got it. Okay.
yeah, just click it. It'll do it.
Not
7.
great.
I think you should use one of those 6 advantage points we have.
If you'd like to, you can burn one.
May I use that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I'll roll again. Okay.
And it's storing up all that luck now. It's going to burst.
14. Still no.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Hold on. Can we cash in the points to give him inspiration? Or not inspiration.
It's not for this one since it's a flat roll. But okay.
Okay, so I have to look at what that is, and I know what it is.
You must exchange a secret or important knowledge with the book.
No problem.
And as you
I
have that moment where that weight fully sinks in, the Archon looks at you and says, knowledge has been given. Knowledge has been given. Now knowledge must be returned. And points at one of the shelves where there's a missing book. It says, the library must always be full.
She nods and she says, "This
Let that be a
this
lesson
knowledge
to
stays
everyone.
here until this book passes on to someone. I hope that is not for some time. I would not want to see any of this knowledge, nor you, used for evil." She takes a breath and she says, "I have known Bella for some time, even though she may not have known me. Perhaps it is safer to share this information." I've always kind of had a crush on her since I met her. And I fear she will never share that dance with me that I have asked for. But she does not know that now.
And as you
And
sit,
nor do I remember it.
as you say that out loud, like the words appear in the air
Mhm.
and are quickly bound inside of a tome, flies onto the shelf, and is locked in place.
It feels. Does it always feel slightly empty like this? Usually point to the book.
The entity says, describe feel.
Yeah, kind of. It tilts its head a little bit and just says, "This is where knowledge is stored.
That is right.
The purpose is served. It doesn't need to feel a specific way. It just is. It just does."
Thank you. And she turns to go back the way she came.
Mm-hmm. As you step away, everything fades.
Justin,
and
fucking grip it, baby.
Oh heck, yeah,
Slump
a donation.
that down, dude. Shit, yeah, dude. Crack one for the big boy.
We're still in Canadian.
My advantage counter should have gone down, but now it's back up to 6. So hey, balanced out perfectly. Thank you for saving me the trouble of having to fix that, and for the donation itself. You know, Odette, as the camera pans like 360 again as you go to leave, and you step kind of out of the library back into the cold, mountainous side of the Shadowfell, you hear the Archon just say, "Good luck," as you reemerge. And I think we'll take a break here because it's about that time. Then pick up with round 2, which is Assault the Raven Queen's Castle! Listen, I got monsters, I got math, so you can do anything you want here. You can fight the castle. I don't know. The gazebo is the only challenge that you have to face alone.
We go in, we're like, we live here now.
This is our castle now.
We live here now.
Yep. It's like, what's how's the campaign end? Oh, I just took out the Raven Queen's Castle, and
we rolled a Shadowfell. Whatever happens in Neverwinter, we don't care.
Rip it, baby.
Yeah.
Slop
Heck
that
yeah,
down,
another donation.
dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude, crack one for the big boy.
Oh, Advantage Tracker, go!
We're so close to that goal.
We are.
I
We
know.
dangerously close, actually.
Dangerously close.
You know what?
If we really push, maybe
really
we can
pushed.
even hit it tonight.
I think we have $70 worth of content in us in the next 2 hours. I think that's a
I think
fair
that's
thing.
pretty juicy.
I don't know what it is in Canadian, but like 70 real dollars.
Yeah. Oh yeah. How?
No, it is 70 Canadian.
Yeah, so about $50 in real money.
Oh yeah, that's totally
70
doable.
Monopoly dollars. Yeah.
It's just like 70 colorful
Yes.
little pieces of paper.
70 currencies, please.
70 individual loonies. Or
Ooh,
35
yes.
Of the Queen's
loonies.
money.
Yes.
Queen's money.
But we'll take a quick break here, and we'll go refresh our beverages, and hopefully the rest of you will go refresh your wallets. No, I'm kidding. But no, we'll see you back
Not
in
your
10
best
minutes. Not my worst though.
That's true. Yeah.
Remember all those times I said just awkwardly dumb things, and they're on the internet forever? Don't go looking for them. They're there though. But we'll be right back, and don't go anywhere.
That's different from how many spells known I've learned.
Right.
And when I did the math there, it's like, no, I only have to take a total of 4. Up to 2 of those could have been 4th level. And then 1 of those is the 5th level that I'm taking now. So the 2 4th level I'm taking are Banishment and Sickening Ingredients.
Also, holy cow.
And then instead of taking another 3rd level, I was deciding between when I thought I was taking a 2nd and a 3rd. I had picked Vortex Warp for 2nd level and Enemies Abound for 3rd level.
Enemies
But I
Abound
liked
is so
Vortex Warp better as a utilitarian spell because we've had instances before where I'm like, oh my god, if I could just literally boop that NPC from where they are and put them away from this mass of enemies, that would be fucking great right now. And that's what Vortex Warp does.
Any like magical yeet is,
You switch places with them, or you just decide? Where
No, it's I can pick up. I can try on an enemy and they get a saving throw. If I'm doing it on an ally, they can choose to automatically fail their saving throw, and I can basically pick up any person on the battlefield and put them in any other location as long as it's an unoccupied space. And it has
casting Misty Warp on somebody else.
Like,
Misty Step.
Liquid or surface to support them. I can't just
however,
put an enemy 100 feet up and be like, that's where you live now, and watch them drop.
Well, or
that
watch them fall, which is the
You're casting Misty Step on someone else.
Yes, basically.
I'm gonna say it again. I live in fear of Bella Prime. That is. There's just some fuckery that I am just. I am clenching. I'm ready for it, but I'm like, that's gonna get wild.
Are you clenching for?
So I'm thinking Vortex Warp.
It's like good clench content,
And I'm still deciding between Hold Monster and Summon Draconic Spirit.
Ooh.
Man, you're going I see you going the route of like, if you have Misty Step, eventually you're going to get Shadow Step. You have Vortex Warp. You're getting up there and like super, super mobile, and you'll be able to not only control the battlefield, you'll be able to move away from the bad stuff. But if you also, if you have like your Hound of Omen out there and also a summoned creature, you'll also become like you will be a force to be. Andy will have nightmares. Is what I will.
I'll say this too from the other argument perspective. Summon creatures are great. If you land a hold monster, that's a nightmare for me.
Yeah.
Right? Because
especially if I can combine that with the Sickening Radiance.
Oh yeah, no, that's
because every turn they get a level of exhaustion.
Yeah.
Oh, that would
they stack.
So 6 kills them, right?
Yeah.
6 levels.
Yeah.
6 levels of exhaustion kills you.
So if I
And
can
there,
manage to hold something in that spot, but even like one level of exhaustion.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah,
or
but-
just the ability to like, because of the way that like our powers work as a party, being able to keep something in an area is helpful for
Devastating.
like people that get in and out.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah,
I would
summon
really need no
draconic
debt.
spirit is
Um,
better for me personally, as far as like what I can take advantage of. Hold monster is definitely would be better for me to do things that then you guys then and it's like, all right, I did my part.
Mm.
Go
Mhm.
hit it. Go.
I'll
Yeah.
say for consistent reliability, Summon Draconic Spirit is going to be it's going to be gold every time. Hold Monster is going to be hit or miss, but when you hit, oh, raid! All right, hell yeah!
Hey.
We should
So-
probably go back then.
Oh, we're
Oh,
live.
we've been back. Got it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Um,
That was-
rambling away on camera. Yeah.
That was part of that whole like, hey, I'm going live. Keep talking. Like
I missed that. I was too
No.
busy prattling.
you were in the zone. It's all good. I love the. I like
I was
the.
in the zone. I'm
yeah.
getting. I'm. You know. I go.
She's
I
learning.
go again, wildly back and forth between completely oblivious to everything around me and like strategizing ways to make your encounters more difficult, Andy. For you, not for us.
I mean, no, it's about a give and take. You know, like that's and I respect that about you. Hello, Raiders, and welcome to the party. We just came back from break, so we're just kind of bullshit about some mechanics before we get back into it. But yeah,
And during break, we hit our goal.
we did. Which is huge. We hit-
1,000 Canadian dollars.
which is like 10 real dollars, I think. I don't know the exchange rate.
my goodness.
But no, it's a
Because we
huge.
weren't around to thank them then.
That
Thank
is
you for your
amazing.
donation.
No, it's a huge
Oh,
landmark,
Thanks,
right?
weirdness.
Absolutely.
Also Jen. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'll
This
say-
is an example of teamwork makes the dream work, right? It's
Mhm.
just like donations over time. Boom, it's dots. You know.
It's dots.
Yeah.
Jen, I'll say this, and like,
Yeah.
and those in chat, feel free to voice your opinions. As somebody who loves to play sorcerers, make every sorcerer like trying to get every sorcerer like spell to count and do as many things as possible. Like that's one of the reasons I love Shape Water. You can be super hyper creative with it. So like go with what you want to do for like fun. Like I agree with Andy, like there's more utility in like summoning a creature. But if you hit with that hold monster, that is a heavy hitting spell.
Oh, telling a monster just to stay put for even one turn is a nightmare. Especially with the rest of the party. It's just like, we're gonna gang up and just beat the crap out of this thing, and I'm like, it gets beat. Like, but that's why it's like it's a hit or miss of like, yeah, draconic ally you're gonna have every single time to be like, this is cool, and it's gonna come in and be like Mushu, and be like, I live, and run around.
And you know what I'm gonna do
Um,
if I take summon draconic spirit is it's going to be it's gonna look like a shadow dragon.
Oh.
You know what? Everything's out the window now for whole
Yep.
monster.
You just call your friend. Yeah.
Yeah, just call my Aerith, and
It's
he'll
the
be
same
like,
way that I
hello.
decided my Houndeville Omen is basically Necrocore. If I can summon a draconic spirit, it is going to look like a shadow dragon now because
Yeah.
as far as I know, that's the only type of dragon that Bella's ever met. So
That's
Yeah,
true.
pulling from memory.
That's pretty dope.
like,
My Aerith just comes in and it's just like, hello, do you have fresh fruit? I'm happy to be here. Oh, they're fighting. Okay, cool.
Vicky, I see you. I see you. You're seen.
thank you. My dragon form apparently means nothing, so it's fine.
You said you go into the dragon constellation. You don't actually look like a real dragon.
Damn.
When I'm flying, I do.
I mean, real enough for a shadow dragon to be like, what's up, bro?
It's true.
Yeah,
it's a
right.
bra.
Yeah. What's up, friend? How you doing?
No, I think the important thing also one of the important things to remember when you're looking at all these spells is something that I run face first into a lot as a paladin is how many of them are concentration because you can only have one of those up at once.
Real talk.
And so you're like, I would love to cast these 3 spells. I cannot cast these 3 spells.
I think that's actually one of the best mechanics that I've seen in 5e, just to make life easy. You'd be like, here's a bunch of spells. You
Balance.
can cast them all. Like, but here's concentration spells. They do crazy shit. But yeah.
Choose.
That was, I remember running 3-5 encounters, and I'd be like, here's your evil wizard you must fight. And like the list of spells that were active in the encounter, I was like, this is a nightmare. It's great, but like it's just so much crap to track. And plus, I like the whole like, oh, I got a concentration spell going on. Boop. Oh, my bad, lost it. You know.
Interestingly, apparently, summon Draconic Spirit does require concentration.
For like an hour.
Yeah.
So you don't get to cast any of those others for the entire time your dragon friend is there.
So fun fact. Let me get my glasses.
I think I'm just gonna take monster, and if I level up again before we end this campaign, I'll take summon Draconic Spirit then.
I like that. I mean, you're gonna level up a few more times. Don't worry.
Yeah, we're legit going to 20 probably. So.
But I'll put on my nerd glasses and be like,
the nice thing about Hold Monster is if you have it in concentration, you don't need anything else. We just gather around and stomp it.
I'm doing my bit now. So I put on my nerd glasses and I'm like, well, actually, if we have concentration spells in effect, you can actually cast other concentration spells while you're casting with concentration. It's just you have to then choose whether or not you drop concentration on the first spell to maintain the second or let the second spell fizzle. So you still get the effect for the round, but it won't actually stay in play. But that is useful to know because you can be like, oh, there are other things that do require concentration. I just want it for the round. Fuck it. Just throw an AoE and then keep concentrating on one time. Shit. Yeah. That still hurts if you're like, oh, I was just going to layer up AoEs and like it's costing me a spell slot a turn. But now you have multiple AoEs happening, like nightmare.
Yeah,
nightmare Bella.
I would say, like, what a nerd! Did you just come from like I don't know, PAX Unplugged or something?
I just nerds and all. Yeah, absolutely. I got my nerd things over there somewhere, but yeah.
So Odette reappears.
Oh, you want to play the game? I guess instead of talking about that. Fine.
Yeah.
So, all right. I guess we're at a dramatic moment. Odette reappears.
It's at a moment when like Bella had been like, maybe if I get a running jump start, and like has to like suddenly like jerk like backwards to avoid running into Odette as she reappears in the space next to the book.
Valen's like gonna just hold the book and just be like, "Whoa, bam!" Insert manually.
Holding it, whoa! Vomits her out.
Ta-da!
Odette, you're back.
Bella. And she like looks at you for a minute, like, and for a second, it looks like there's recognition, but something's lost. And
there's just a
she
little
like
bit less of a twinkle in Odette's eye when she looks
just
at Bella now.
Yes, yeah.
She's not undressing you with her eyes nearly as much as she normally does. You're just used to it.
I'm so mad that you took this
there's
glorious
something
revelation
different, and I can't quite place it.
This eye contact just seems respectful. What the hell? This is bullshit.
Vicky, I didn't hear you, Vicky.
I am upset that Odette dropped this bomb on us, and that we are not able to adequately explore this wonderful bi-queen energy that has been here the whole time, and we just didn't know.
She just wanted to dance with Bella because she promised at one point, maybe, and it just never happened.
Well, you still have to teach Bella how to use the rapier, and what is that if not a dance?
True.
That's true. That's true.
Odette kind of breathes like a sigh of relief. I have returned, and I know everything.
So did Zengi give the name to the god? He did. Oh, she gonna be mad.
And he still knows it. And now
So it wasn't a trade. Okay.
And now you do. Oh, well, that was easy enough.
It is a lot.
That's a weird name.
No.
Jail. Right to jail.
She says, "We are so close, and I will."
I crack me up. I'm sorry.
Oh, my traumatic moments. Oh my gosh.
All right, get the giggles out. This is serious. He's laughing.
Raven Queen's name. It's just a giggle fest. All right. Yes, the book, I communed with it. The spellbook archon that we saw inside in our little escapade. It seemed concerned. It advised me well, and it warned me about knowing this. And I let it know
What warned you? What?
about knowing the name. That it is costly, and there are repercussions. It is a burden, and I do feel it, but it's like holding a heavy lead ball over a mirror still river. Sorry, not river, lake. There we go. It is like holding a hard, heavy iron ball over a mirror still lake. There's so much damage that I could do, but there's also so much, I think, good that could be done. It is disruptive regardless. But I said that I have friends, and they would support me, and the burden shared is less heavy. But I will give you this warning, as it warned me. It is there, the heaviness to it and the power. But if all of us know, and all of us plan to give it back to her anyway, it will be a little lighter for me. But I understand if you do not want this.
I would not make you carry this alone.
She places an alabaster hand on your shoulder and thanks you. Itzel, Bella?
No, of course. We have a greater
Yeah.
calling, and we all need to be there to do it.
Look,
you would
we're all in this together, and if my memories are to be believed, I have a bigger responsibility to do what I can to undo some of this than any of us, so I can't exactly, shy away from doing whatever I can to help now.
I mean, memories make you who you are, Bella. If you don't believe them, then it says something about the core of you.
You know what, Gray? Considering how many fake memories you've given me, I don't want to hear your opinion on this.
Those were gifts.
They make you who you are.
Just like leaving little dead mice at the doorstep.
I made you who
Yes.
you are. Ruff, 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 ruff. Anyways, continue.
I mean, it's nice to hear you say it out loud.
Gray, we don't even really know what you look like, and you have such a punchable face.
I do have an NPC token for Gray, and I did find the most punchable, swarmy dude
Yes.
that just makes you angry to look at him.
Yep.
Oh, did you actually pick an image that went in for Gray?
Oh, Gray absolutely has a token because look, I'm prepared for anything. If you all do some crazy nonsense and decide to throw Gray into somebody's body or not, I don't know.
He can have necrocory.
Yeah, I don't even know how that would work, but yeah, just think of options. Think of ideas. Anyway,
We take Bella's amulet when she's sleeping and just smash it.
oh, what would that do? Freedom. But
all right,
I will throw a warning to Odette just so you're aware.
Yeah.
You can absolutely share this name. I want you to just think about where you are though before you do it.
Yeah.
Odette, this is tough.
You're very, very close to the seat of the Raven Queen's power. She will. She might hear you.
Guys.
That makes sense.
Put a code of silence around us.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
I was gonna
know.
say I don't have that spell, but
I think
Somebody does.
I might. I actually do. I can do that as a shadow dancer.
Yeah.
what are y'all doing?
In Odette's guesstimation, would that work? Could I put like a cone of silence around us and then
That I don't think will, because it silences you. I'll take telepathy if you have that.
Yeah, telepathy. We have the silent connection.
Mm-hmm.
Can that be intercepted?
Sending? Sending can only be heard by the two people. Or message, I'm sorry, message.
Mm-hmm.
Message or sending? It's one of the two. Wait a second.
Sending can be is usually
Message.
Yeah, we've used it before.
Yes. I'm just going to read this. The target and only the target in parentheses. Here's the message.
I like that.
It seems airtight. But I could, yeah. I'm gonna do it. Odette kind of like tells her plan to the the real spellcaster. She says, Bella, this is what I plan to do. Do you think it is sound? Do you think it would work?
To avoid anyone but us hearing it?
Yes. Especially if she can like tilt her head at the castle.
Bella, go ahead and roll Arcana if you'd like.
And I'm happy
I absolutely would like.
I'm gonna.
I know that makes you
give
happy.
You a guide of 3.
My only worry would be that the very noticeable transfer of power you experienced would happen here threefold and be noticeable.
I could always take everybody into the book. That is, and we leave Gruff outside, so Andy doesn't
to guard it. Yeah,
or you take us one at a time
to eat the book.
That's true.
Yeah.
I could take everybody one at a time as everybody comes out just haunted and frazzled.
That seems smart. Yeah,
I like it. Bella, what'd you roll?
But for my Arcana check, I got a total of 28.
Oh damn!
All right. There are a lot of complications with this, right? Yes, like the message spell would work to send the information so it wouldn't be overheard. However, you know that with more powerful entities, they don't hear in the same way, if that makes sense, right? They don't hear it with they hear with power. And speaking that name aloud 3 times to send that message spell, even if it's only directed towards one person, does speak the name out loud 3 times, even in a whisper. Okay. That could be incredibly dangerous. It could do nothing, because entities like that also have to be wanting to hear, if that makes sense. But if you look at what's going on with that spell book, there's a possibility that you're already a focus of attention. That could also be great, though, because you may just bypass everything and have a wonderful chat with the Raven Queen as she appears on this cliffside with you and goes, hey, what the hell?
Maybe she delivers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so, will be much more believable when we say we know her name if she felt the transfer of power.
That's true. A lot of variables. But
I think the only thing is I would want to make sure no one other than her heard, because I don't want to be known as the guy who let her name get out.
Oh yeah, no, they would, security wise, from like point-to-point conversation, that wouldn't be overheard by other things, but it would be overheard by the thing of biggest concern. But that just goes back to like all the arcane rituals you know of like, hey, if you want to get an entity's attention, if you have its real name, say it 3 times with magical intent, and man, oh man, like you could get nothing, you could get a lot of weird shit happening to you.
So doing it inside the book.
Sorry.
Okay, doing it inside the book might be safer.
Seems like a sound plan.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the more we interact with the book, maybe the more attention we draw to ourselves. But at the same time, since we've already done it, they already might be like paying attention to us. So if we hadn't already done the book thing, I feel like it would have been maybe safer to risk the message thing. But since we've already done the book thing, probably should just keep doing the book thing.
Yeah, let's go into the book.
I am very intelligent. You can tell from the way I use big words like the book thing.
Mm-hmm. Like we all have our strong points.
Odette says, she's like, let me, so one at a time, or I could do two at a time and then one at a time.
I think if we do it quick, just all of us go in there at once, it'll minimize the exposure.
And Gruff stays outside?
Gruff could guard the book for a few seconds.
Time works differently in there. I have a feeling that it will go quickly.
For a couple of minutes.
Okay.
I also have a telepathic connection with Gruff, so if something goes wrong...
I will be ready to expel us, yes.
Here's what I'm going to do. Because taking people in and out of the book and sharing this name, not a problem. I'm going to roll a percentile die to see if anything happens while this occurs. Right? Because of the just transfer of power between using this ancient artifact and invoking somebody's name, even in a controlled space, could have residual
wrote
effects.
It down. They can read.
They can. That is an option.
But she would probably do it from inside the book. She wouldn't do it where somebody could scry, and then she would like destroy it within the book.
Write it in the dust, then wipe it away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who do you take first?
I take, I'll take our fine Paladin Valen.
Valadin the Paladin.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The two of you just whisk away into the book.
And they're gone. Am I the only person who can see through this darkness? Is this magical or everybody?
Well, it depends on if 10 minutes has passed since I've cast it.
I think it's been 10 minutes.
Okay. So there's no darkness anymore. Got it.
So they're gone. Okay. What I want when you transfer this name, describe to me the one Odette, what you feel you are imparting upon Valen, and I want to ask this for the other characters as well. Valen, the reaction to this level of like cosmically powerful information.
Really? That's a stupid name. No.
Sam.
Jennifer?
Dude, don't pick Sam.
Not
cool.
She so you want to specifically from what do you want from Odette? What am I in?
How does it feel to share the burden?
How does it feel to share?
As you pass off this cosmic knowledge.
Okay.
What that looks like to you. Because mechanically it's just I'm going to tell you some information, but we know it's much deeper than that, right? There's core power linked to this information.
No trouble. So instead of writing it on a piece of parchment or saying it out loud, she grabs wisps of shadow, and then she kind of like lightens them into like a glowing purple, and she just kind of like goes like this, and the name appears before you. But the way she shares it, you feel like the force of will of this person, and like the things she has done in order to like, whether it be lead legions or armies, or simply like be a leader herself, like fall upon you. And for Odette herself, it feels like just relieving a pressure that's built up just a little bit. The kind of like popping your ears for just a second.
I was gonna say, when you really, really have to pee, but he can only go for a second, and then you have to stop and go away.
Yeah, the relief. So
How does this impact Valen? Like, you're
Um,
looking at somebody who the immense amount of power, like, you've never felt this from any like church member you've been in the presence of, even like the demonic entities you fought, you've like seen powerful things, but like this level
Well,
is
I
just
was
on.
going to say, Valen, he doesn't really talk about it, but being the chosen of Tempest is a lot of pressure. Like, it
Yes.
is legitimate. Like, he loves doing it, but it's a lot of pressure. With the way that the other people at the temple have treated him, and the way that they sometimes look up to him when he has the Holy Avenger, it's a lot of pressure. So he thought that because of that, he could handle this, but it's drastically more than he was expecting.
Okay, I like that. I think you take a moment to kind of steel yourself and kind of adjust to this new enlightened burden that you have, and then you're whisked out. Who do you pull in next, Odette?
Odette, not wasting any time, grabs or opens her hands to both Bella and Itzel. It is
Okay.
quicker this way.
Sure. And Bella will grab one of the hands.
She like leads you into the library room, and flickering
Valen
candle.
throws an arm around Gruff and just kind of takes a minute.
And she says, "I'm not going to say it. I'm going to write it in shadow script, so it will leave no trace."
Okay.
And she just says, "Don't blink," and she just like traces it out with her like black fingernails. And for Itzel,
Mm.
I have a feeling like she tries to impart like the wisdom of the ages, the like the groan and music of the spheres that churn in the heavens, that like this person kind of possesses. Uh, and again, like for Odette, like the pressure was just relieved just a little bit more. Like holding all of those coins at the coin operated like washing machine as a child, or not washing machine, but yeah, sure, car wash or washing machine, and like like as a child, like just dropping some of those, and like your arms feel less tired and heavy. For
For say, I'll go for Itzel's
yeah.
reaction. This thing that this name, this entity is older than some cosmic things that you've seen and interacted with.
Yeah. The like the closest thing, uh, like when Itself first started, um, reading the like signs and omens that were telling her about this like enormous charge of finding the other members of the crew, like the symbols that she was seeking for finding each one of them, like the flaming sword for Valen, and like the omens that she was reading that told her that she needed to like leave her like home and her like known family and embark across the sea, and like you need to find these people because it is your responsibility to stop this catastrophic thing that could and probably will happen. um, it has the same like flavor of that, like that weight. Like this is a thing that you are learning right now that will like shake the foundations upon what like you've built in your understanding of the way that things work together cosmically. um, so it's got that kind of um, like texture to it, and then that the burden that comes along with that same urgency of like, well crap, like I have this, like, and the like itself has a lot of like urgency around our mantle to save the world and not, and this is to that kind of oh crap, well I don't want to hold this any more than I want to hold that. I think it's a uh not necessarily hot potato want to get rid of it like that, but it is this this is as if I hold it in my hands it will burn me kind of a feel.
Okay, I like that.
For Bella, Odette kind of glances over a violet gaze, kind of goes to meet her eyes, and she tries to impart the sheer driven tenacity to garner power and bury the bodies behind her and just get enough power simply for the fun of it, simply for the thrill, and then the all-consuming the all-consumption of it to almost anything else, to the point where she had to make sure that her name was erased from history. And for Odette, it's that final feeling of just it's the end of the day. You can sit down finally, but the weariness is still upon you, no matter how much you stretch your legs or whatever. So, or after a performance, perhaps, and the thrill of knowing is still there, but your heart is still racing and it's just starting to slow. The adrenaline hasn't quite worn off, or it's starting to.
Incredible. Bella, this actually starts to fracture a few things. When you hear this name and the power that comes with it, the just almost all-consuming driven power. Fun fact: if you ever get a chance to read some Raven Queen lore, it's bonkers. But the all-consuming power and drive for her to literally reach this point to become who she is. You flash back to that moment the other night in Mynera's cave when Gray was like, "Oh, look at these other shadows and these potential different paths you could walk," right? And that hits you in a far deeper way now because you're realizing, yes, there are fractured memories and there's a combination of you've become who you are from what you experience, but also from the things that have happened to you. But that's been not necessarily driven by you to the fullest extent. Having those different opportunities for how you could choose to progress and move forward, that's enticing because you're looking at the echoes of someone else who chose a path and drove on it for so long that they became almost all powerful.
Hashtag girl boss.
Yeah. What's that make Bella feel?
I think both excited but also afraid in just that way of she's been coming into her own and just that feeling that she can actually do things and has the power at times to really turn the tides in favor of these friends that she's made, but also just sort of fear of she has also seen this sort of before between Zangi, between what it led Gray to do before he, had to of that idea of just trying to gain power. And she's seen it play out in other ways where it's not successful. And that idea that she could get lured into that same thing and what's more likely to happen is pretty scary.
Yeah, with enough power, you can change the world. But then you use power to change the world, and those consequences are on you. Okay. Odette, as you convey this last piece of information, and you see Bella processing, there is a shutter in the library, and a massive fault line crack, jagged, breaks across the floor. A
Odette,
few of the books fall off the shelves. Right. It's almost a mini earthquake, and it's over as fast as it starts. And there's just silence. As you can see, has some tilted shelves, some askew tables and pages.
She tries to exert her will to repair it, or somebody who might be able to.
Go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom save.
Yeah.
I mean, is it like made out of the typical like? I mean, I know it's not like real material, but is it made out of wood or?
Oh, the tables and stuff.
Well, or the floor.
Oh, no, the floor is a beautiful marble, right?
Hmm.
That is just
Okay.
cracked.
So, arguably, marble being stone, can I mold this back together?
Oh my gosh.
Put a pin in that. I like where your head's at, though. Let me see this roll.
What am I rolling? No, she's rolling. What is she rolling?
Yeah.
That is a 10 all day.
Okay.
I'm more than willing to take an inspiration, but my wisdom save is not high. Or
your call if you want to
use one of our inspirations.
Okay. Go ahead and burn it.
May I?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Nope, didn't adjust. Why would you adjust? That'd be silly. 2-5.
18.
18 is better.
Okay.
The repairs start slowly. It takes a lot of effort, but the chasm in the floor starts to mend itself back together. The area seems to be more stable.
Okay.
See, the archive has materialized and starts kind of Sorcerer's Apprentice, almost directing books back onto shelves and like organizing papers to try to clean up the area.
All right. She thanks it, and she says, "We must away. Thank you again." And whisks both of you out of there, hoping that Valen is on the other side.
Okay. As you reemerge from the book, Valen, they're in there for all of 5 seconds before they come back out. Right. You're back on this dreary rock alcove. Odette, the book as you're holding it, it's almost smoldering without heat. Little wisps of like black smoke coming off of it. It slowly dies out and goes away, like the dying embers of a campfire.
We should move. I'm sure she is waiting for us.
To the castle.
To the castle.
Let us get our friends. Also, let's get her really pissed at Zenki.
And And we approach simply with knowledge. Knowledge she knows is dangerous,
Knowledge she's going to want to know.
and I think knowledge that I'm willing to remove from the book, if it would sweeten the pot, as it were. But only that portion.
Uh, when you say that out loud, the book itself actually like shakes.
With the excitement, or oh,
You
it
want to
doesn't.
remove knowledge?
Yeah.
How dare you? Yes, hello.
Anyway, moving to the castle itself. Thanks to Itzel's recon, you're able to navigate carefully up this ledge. It is dangerous, but you are very skilled adventurers. And if you did this blind, it'd probably be a little more difficult, but Itzel gave you some very good information going forward about the hazards, and you're able to avoid them quite
Why won't you let me use my
competently.
Moldo's cantrip? I don't understand.
I mean, if you want to, go nuts.
Yeah.
Gruff is pouncing up the path like Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah.
Itzel every 5 feet is like slamming. Moldorth is the cantrip. Yeah. Every 5 feet, just like slamming down like the path to be this nice, smooth, like dirt brick road that leads you to the castle.
And Gruff's just like hopping to the side of it because, yeah.
And Gruff's like, I want a challenge. You emerge at the bridge. Ahead of you is looming this large, almost ominous castle. It stares down on you. You can see there's a large chasm beneath the bridge. There are statues kind of dotting their way across. Some of them seem like they're in a little state of disrepair. Same thing for the bridge itself. There seem to be areas where there's structural damage, chunks are missing. It's fully passable. It's mostly on the sides where there's pieces that haven't been upkept. What do you do?
I think we just advance nice and slowly, not trying to sneak in any way.
I feel like we also maybe like announce, like, we're here.
I feel we could do that
with
when we get to
knowledge,
the door.
seeking knowledge. Yeah, I feel like as soon as we're on the bridge, though, it's like we were already. I don't know, like this is the place where you make the polite knock, and if like we wait all the way until we get to the portcullis, like, if in the middle we're a little bit, I don't know, threatening or whatever, the whole thing is gonna crumble away. I don't know. That's just the impression I get. Like,
let me switch over to a thing. This might help a bit for funsies' sake.
Oh, great.
For the battle map. Oh my god.
But you don't like visuals to help you?
I love theater of the mind. Thank you.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I saw so many cool like terrain things at PAX this weekend. It makes me wish it's like, man, I wish I like could play in like cool stuff like this, but then I remember it's like oh wait, someone would have to build that. No, never mind.
It does take
and store it somewhere in your life.
Yep.
Seriously.
And it's expensive in both time and material. Yep.
Yeah, you need a room just for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love building terrain, and that is one of the problems with it. Is like, oh hey, I built this whole like massive sprawling bridge that takes up half of a kitchen table. This is just in the way now.
Your basement is just going to slowly have to become a giant world.
That's really it. Is you need a garage or a basement or a room that just becomes the terrain storage area.
A garage in this economy?
I was going to say, I was like, old school, it would have been a shed, right? But how many of us have the ability to build a shed?
I could build a shed out of foam. No. So there you are. There is a good visual of...
Oh my gosh, that's so far away.
This
Wait,
massive...
I just keep on scrolling down. Now I have to scroll out. Okay, there we are.
This massive bridge, chasm.
Oh, another one we have to cross?
Oh no, this is the one you're sitting at.
That we finished crossing. I'm just double checking.
Nope.
Oh,
This is right here on the edge of the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are working our way across the bridge.
Mm-hmm. So that's why I just want to give you a visual of what you're dealing with,
Yeah, that is comically long.
Right? It's great though.
You just trim the topiary at the end to make it look bigger.
Yeah, figure it out. How long is
You're
that?
gonna actually measure it with the with the
yes.
protractor. 220
Okay.
feet to the stairs.
Mad at both of you for different things, but all right, bonk on Chris, and like once again, Andy. God damn it, it's square. Okay.
260 feet using my handy dandy protractor.
Yeah, it's a compass.
Yeah, you're right.
I can do it.
I hate things.
Let's see. Itzel, you can usually have detect magic going thanks to your cloak.
Yeah.
There is magical residue here, almost like a dividing line.
Almost like a dead body in what now?
I don't like a dividing line.
Oh, okay.
You want? I got dead bodies. I can throw them on the map.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, I'm gonna I think we need to announce our peaceable intentions before we move. There is definitely something here. And I would prefer not to have to fight anything on that. But like,
sure, go ahead.
know, like the feel of this. There is a barrier, or a threshold, or a like there is something here that when we actually start walking, we'll already have crossed it.
Odette simply uses her point shoe to like kick up a rock into her hand, and then just kind of like gingerly kind of skips it in front of her onto the bridge.
As you skip the rock across the magical barrier, you wait. A few seconds pass. Nothing happens.
Did it land on the bridge?
It did.
The bridge is not an illusion.
Mm-hmm. That's a hell of a trap right there. Let's cross the bridge. Woo!
Yeah, there we go. Excuse me, I've seen Indiana Jones. It's a leap of faith.
God, what a good movie.
What school of magic it is? It's
That's a good question. I feel like that's probably an Arcana roll.
It is. Go ahead and roll it.
My family is gifted with shadows and illusions.
Holy.
I'm wondering.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Why
it's
would
a 9?
I need to roll things?
Yeah.
No, that's a 16 total. But like,
okay.
If I guide you, will that help?
I mean, sure.
That's a 3.
Okay, 19. That's better. I'm just mad
Conjuration.
because I haven't rolled anything above a 10 yet this whole game.
You're getting close.
I'm getting close. There we go. I'm getting close.
Conjuration.
Okay.
And enchantment.
19.
19. I'll give you more information about one of those two.
Enchantment.
The enchantment seemed based around detection, but not for entities, for thoughts and purpose.
Okay. Okay, and the rock certainly wouldn't have any of those. So,
hey, don't you know what that rock is trying real hard?
I'm assuming it's it's sentience right now, and I shouldn't be doing that.
That's true.
Great.
It's head empty vibes only for the rock,
Right. Smooth brain, very smooth brain.
No
so
wrinkles.
this feels like, I mean, regardless of what we say, our intentions will be known as soon as we step on the bridge. Which is why I feel like it's just polite to sort of announce them beforehand. Like that feels
Okay.
like a, I don't know, affirmation of our goodwill.
Sure. Go ahead.
Um,
Do you wish to take the lead?
no, but I will.
All right. What do you announce as you're getting prepared?
I want to announce who, like, plan wise, I want to announce who we are and that we are here both to seek our friends, but also for an exchange of knowledge that might be beneficial to both.
Odette kind of whispers
But
to you.
we come with no intent to fight.
Yes. Odette kind of whispers, like, and to save the world.
As you
We'll
were,
give a help action to you, I swear.
I love it. Yeah, persuasion help action. As you are
Save the world.
kind of putting together what you're going to announce, you've been standing there for a couple of minutes. A single raven just circles down.
Yeah, I mean, like, she
And-
knows we're here. Yeah, like, obviously. That's, yeah.
It lands right up here, kind of staring down at you next to the statues.
And so we'll give it a nod and say, little cousin.
It meows back at you.
I don't know what ravens will sound like in the actual material plane, so in the Shadowfell they meow though.
That's
No, it tilts its head, just says,
Ugh. I have
See?
two
There's the
cats
raven.
fighting over the lap.
on behalf of the ruler of this realm, Queen of the Shadowfell, I ask you to state your purpose for your visit.
We were finding the polite words, my friend. We are the Caniver Winter Knights. I am Itzel Duskmantle. This is Odette Bourgeois. This is Valen, the Chosen of Tempest. This is Bella of
Hargrave.
Hargrave of place. The many
If
places
she can
actually.
read thoughts, should we admit my name is Jin?
Do you feel like you're being dishonest?
When you say I am Bella, is it a lie?
Are you Bella? Am I talking to Bella right now?
Oh God! Now you're going to give her an existential crisis.
Is Bella in the room with us right now?
It'll look like courtroom of the Raven Queen.
Welcome to playing a warlock, baby. It's all about fuckery. If you don't have at least 3 mental breakdowns as a warlock by the end of the campaign, why are you even playing a warlock?
Because I wanted a quick path to power, Andy.
Yeah, and that power comes with cost. And that's what makes it fun.
Yes.
You could be the next Raven Queen. Sorry, please continue.
We are here to look for our friends, to exchange knowledge that we think would be beneficial for both, and have no intention of fighting. We come with all cordiality and respect for your lady's office. And merely seek an audience.
The Lady of Shadows is willing to grant you an audience. You must first cross the bridge and cleanse yourself.
Will the bridge hurt us?
The bridge is simply a bridge. The things that may hurt you come from within.
How do we go about cleansing ourselves? Is she like a bit of a germaphobe? Does she want us to like shower or something?
Cleanse ourselves of what?
Prestidigitation. Oh.
The darker thoughts and emotions. The ones that are dangerous to carry around.
To pacify us, make us toothless.
To show you're not carrying darkness with you. The choice is yours. You are welcome to come to the castle.
Alright.
That is
We come
the
with all good
criteria
intentions.
You must meet.
And what is
If you choose
your
not to
name,
take that
my little
route.
cousin?
Hmm?
What is your name, my little cousin?
Narrow. If you decide to still seek an audience with my mistress, I will be on the other side waiting for you.
Alright.
Flies away.
I'll start across.
Yeah, we're like, we're gonna go,
before
right? Like, we all agree we're gonna
Valen,
go.
before you go, in terms of the advice that we got from my Neareth, is this a bargain that some of us can't make? Like, is that going to actually not to name names or anything, but like, will this hurt Bella?
Why you gotta single out Bella? What's
Is
Bella
it going
done?
to? Is it going to cleanse you of gray? Is what
Or-
she's going for.
Or
I feel
or
like-
you're like the darkness that is carried in you just through, like, if you had to say, like, relive memories, is that gonna be a like issue going across? And like Odette, if it takes away the darker thoughts, like, does that harm your power?
I do not think it will harm my power.
We are on the shadow plane, so I have to feel like darker is a metaphor.
Yes, no, I know, but I'm just I don't know what fuels her, like
Rage.
right?
I am the mantle of the muse. I want to save the world since I've met you. And Itzel, you have imparted many times, and I love you for it, how important this journey is because of the prophecy that you carry. And I know you've been training your entire life for it. If I know this is important and we must save the world, I would rather be at home dancing. But
We all need to be saving the world.
Yes.
We don't necessarily all need to be meeting the Raven Queen.
Oh, no. But that is what is in my heart. Lady Alora shared with me, I could not read the Book of Shadows. I could only follow the pages that showed the shadow dancing. And she said, of course. You see the joy in things. I would like to think that is still true of me. I can make the walk.
Okay.
I don't have like a cool anecdote like that. I'm just pretty confident that I'm gonna be okay. So I'm cool with the risk.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be okay.
Reminder that charisma is Bella's best stat.
You got like a what, 20 in your charisma?
I am just something about the way that I fumble through things is just so endearing.
Listen, the fail forward charisma is a thing.
Out of character,
All
I need
right.
to restart my computer. I am slowing down for some reason. I am at 100.6 Mbps. So I'll be right back.
Okay. Let's take a 5-minute break. If anybody needs to get like refresh on drinks or anything, we'll take a quick 5-minute break and then get back to it.
Cool.
Right.
Rad.
Don't go anywhere. Also, I don't know, worked last break. Give us money.
Us give Rainbow Railroad money.
Yes. That all goes to charity. Yeah, that sounds really sus when I say it. It really does all go to charity.
Yes, it does. Rainbow Railroad. Actual.
It
Yes,
goes directly
Canada.
to Rainbow Railroad.
Rainbow
it never
Railroad.
sees it never goes to us. You don't have to worry about Andy doing something squirrely.
Look, the honestly, the worst thing I could possibly do was just have to do the math on it. Because I'd be like, oh yes, I'm donating all this money. Oh no,
protractor.
I didn't carry the one. Oh god! And then the IRS is like, hello, and I'm just like, I was just trying to raise money for charity. I don't know why you're arresting me.
Yep.
So anyway,
Andy just has a notebook with a bunch of numbers drawn on it and a protractor on top of it, and that's just supposed to solve everything.
Yeah,
It's a compass.
Yeah.
You don't add with your protractor? I don't understand.
It says numbers not to show the IRS.
It's the other books.
Yes, these are all my accounting books. What about these books that say don't show the IRS? You're not supposed to see those.
Not for you.
All right, we'll be right back. 5-minute break.
Yeah, Justin, fucking grip it and rip it, baby. Slop that down, dude. Shit, yeah, dude. Crack one for the big boy.
you for waiting.
But yes,
If anybody has any recommendations for good new computers, let me
I'm
know.
sorry, man.
Because I think it's time. This was a pandemic 2020 like necessity like impulse buy.
Oh yeah.
So
Laptop or desktop?
Yeah.
Is it laptop or desktop?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you said, like last call for desktops. I'm like, amen. Whatever that means. It's
That's not a phrase I'm familiar with, but yes.
last call. Oh my. That's like saying somebody tells you something heavy and you say surf's up.
Righteous dude. All right. So you've been given a warning, right? That
All right.
crossing the
Let's
bridge.
go.
Hell yeah, let's go. All right.
Can we cross holding hands?
You know what? I don't know why you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, she puts her hand out to Valen, I think, first.
He's about your height now because he's on gruff.
Alrighty.
Yes, come back.
You all begin to cross. I'm going to move you up.
Valen is letting his faith guide him. He knows that what they're doing is right and good. He knows that these powers he uses are for good. He has no fear.
I already did mine.
We're out to save the world. We're on a mission from Gad.
I mean, one of them. That's the problem, though. When you're like, "Oh, I'm on a mission from God," and they're like, "Yeah, but there are a lot of them, and not all of them are on the same side. They got different objectives. Some want to see the world end. I don't know."
Yeah.
Some of them, their mission is to get them a beer. I mean, let's be fair.
You know what? Tempest is simple. That would be a good
quest. That beer run quest has gone for 10 years.
That would be a hell of a one shot. Anyway, like get the gods on Mount Olympus, like the best wine. Anyway, you cross this bridge, right? And you can see by the art at this point, it's starting to kind of become like a hazy rain. All right, as you work your way across. When you cross through that magical threshold, a weird sensation kind of falls over all of you, like you're being scanned. Right? And immediately your thoughts start to dwell on some more negative things that you may or may not be carrying, or may or may not be fully aware that are there rattling around. The cold wind cuts through this chasm. You're slowly working across the damp stone of this bridge, the castle getting closer and closer. You find yourselves your mind's starting to wander, despite the dangers of the situation, despite the stakes. You can't help but start to dwell on these other feelings kind of deep inside you. Itzel. Just so many things have gone right in this adventure ever since you left home, but those aren't the thoughts that you find yourself focusing on. Start focusing on things that have gone wrong. Things that have been taken from you. The damage that's been done to people you love and care about. Those with you, and more importantly, those not currently with you. Start thinking about Zengi and Dusty and Sunshine. And in some cases, being part of a cosmic formula is great. You're a chosen one. You're acting on behalf of the divine or the celestial. And oftentimes you'll take a lot of pride in that, knowing that you've been chosen above other people to help bring about goodness and righteousness and just a better life in the world for everyone. those thoughts melt away, and all you can fixate it on is just the sheer anger of being almost a cosmic plaything, of being told to go do the bidding of others, take all the risk, take all the damage to yourself, while these entities sit back and watch these things happen around them, knowing full well they have the power to make those changes. And they don't. They let it happen, or they let other playthings go out and try to act on their behalf. And that's cost you. That's cost you family. That almost cost you your friends. And it just fills you with rage. As you're lost, kind of thinking about those thoughts, Odette, you start thinking about the choices you made throughout this adventure as well, right? And the powerful entities that you've met and the decisions you've made that have pushed your group to great success and pushed you to even higher levels of competency and power. And it's nice, right? It's nice to have the power to change things. It's nice to look around and see people like Lady Allura, who are so immensely powerful, gathering in Carnum, able to shape and create her own realm, having knowledge that spans millennia, and the ability to just wave her hand and make quite powerful changes to some significant portions of the world. And there's a bit of a twinge of, call it jealousy, envy, hunger, almost. And just says, if you could know more and accumulate more power, you could have probably put a stop to this before it even started. And it's doubly so now that you know the Raven Queen's name. That power rests heavy on your mind as well. The amount that you could learn, you could gain from an ally, maybe, but why ask for something that you could simply borrow, that someone would lend you, when you could simply have it and have that power? As those thoughts start to consume you, right? Your hand touches the Book of Shadows, and it becomes even worse. That absolute ravenous hunger for more and more knowledge and power. Volumes of information, arcane secrets and lore, lost to history at your fingertips, available to you at any time. So much you could do. You just need more. Bella, as you're crossing the bridge, the cold from the wind and the rain kind of disappears. You start to dwell on everything that's brought you to this point. The friends you've made along the way, the experiences you've had, the wonderful places that you've been, the knowledge that and power that you've found for yourself, and the certainty and drive moving forward. It all starts to melt away. And you're left with the idea that everything that you've learned and everything that you've experienced and everything that you are has come at the cost of lies, deception, and loss of your true self. The bridge you were contemplating. Am I Bella? Am I Jin? I don't know. Do you? Those memories were taken from you, right? Zengi tricked you and lied to you. Gray manipulated you, right? You adapted. You lived multiple lives. And yeah, there were benefits. But who really reaped those benefits from you being lost all those years? What did you gain out of it? Aside from just a muddle of nonsense that you're trying to decipher what's real, what's made up, what's been erased, what you should actually believe. And that deep sense of loss of true self starts to just sit in the forefront of your mind as you just dwell on what could have been if you were just allowed to live your life without that interference. And last one is Valen, kind of clopping across the bridge on sitting on Gruff, right? Kind of able to zone out. You're a soldier. You've been in bad environments before. The cold and the wet is just a familiar nuisance. And you just kind of turn off your brain for a bit. Start to focus on the pressure. What you said earlier, right? Holy Avenger by your side, right? The whole community and Church of Tempest looking to you for guidance, knowing full well that Father Stone and other members of your order are back in Waterdeep, rallying the clerics, the warriors, the knights, and reflecting on the fact that he said, well, we'll be here waiting for you, so you can lead that charge. And there's a sense of camaraderie. There's a sense of joy knowing that you have that many people who will rally to your cause. But those aren't the things you focus on. Now, they get lost in that nagging loneliness you feel of being the chosen one. You have an immense amount of pressure on you. You have the decisions of life and death in your own hands for so many people. There are burdens placed upon you that, even though you were willing to meet those challenges, at times seems almost unfair. Why does there have to be one chosen one? Why not multiple? Why not choose everyone? Why not imbue everyone with powers? That would be the best. No, it's all been stacked on you in this very precarious tower that, with the wrong decision, could topple. And that's hard. It's hard when your comrades, your friends, the people that you know and love are the same ones you're going to have to tell, go into that battle, follow my commands, and I know some of you won't live. And whether Valen will admit it, there's a little distance there to say, I don't know how close I can get to people. I need just enough to be able to make that choice when it has to happen. And that loneliness is a pressure that just starts to build on you as you cross this bridge. And as you all get to the center point, you start to see swirls and twists in the mist around this bridge. And strange things start to appear. Oh no, where are they? Hold on, let me dump them in. Thought they're already preloaded.
It's just a nice bridge. I should get one of these for my place. It's peaceful. Everybody that comes to visit you has to take a moment of reflection. Door-to-door salesman, thank you afterwards.
Mm-hmm. That's pros and cons for. Where are my monsters? There we go. One.
I like to watch them cross the bridge.
See them hit the various stages of their life and the facial expressions change. Yeah.
That was the last one.
Boy, that started right at the beginning. He had a rough childhood.
Great. We'll talk about that when they come in. So, tell me about your damage.
Jehovah's Witnesses have a very interesting experience. They didn't expect to learn that much.
It's like, let's never come here, to the Shadowfell or to this castle again.
Right?
Yeah, once you put that in, you have to name your house the Shadowfell. Yeah.
The Shadowfell, yeah. I've got to admit something. When the Shadowfell became a thing in like 4E, 4th ed, oh my god. I was not impressed because they're like, oh yeah, and Ravenloft is there. I'm like, you can't. Ravenloft is its own like crystal sphere. It's a demi.
You can't just poof. Yeah.
You can't just like, and also Barovia is there. I'm like, explain that to me if everything else is basically like shadow toxins, So
yeah.
However, I was just like, you know what? The Feywild is very interesting, but why did they take the Eladrin and take them from being like elven, basically elven angels, and made them like, oh, okay, these are like these are the elves that got left behind. Basically, I was like, interesting retconning. So
yeah, it works. I will say I did Curse of Strahd with a friend who ran it very, very well. And one of the effects that he had was that every spell, every object looked like it did in 3.5. So like you cast you cast like the armor of Agathis, and it had a very different look than we were used to.
I like that. Yeah, 3rd ed, 2nd ed, like all of the spells, necromancy. Really, really powerful. Basically, just count on it doing extra damage. But all of the spells were like neatly, basically, just kind of like just tweaked enough. Like clairvoyance or clairaudience, you cast it, and an eye or an ear appears, a ghostly one. So people like see it, and they're like, "I'm definitely being spied upon."
The walls have ears. There's one now.
Yeah, exactly. But while divination was like much weaker, I played a diviner in a 2nd ed Ravenloft campaign. Easily the most powerful if done right. You just get less knowledge, but suddenly you can solve mysteries. Like I cast, what was it? He was an old guy diviner too. He was like a white magician. That's great, so much fun. But he like at the beginning, like somebody was acting. Beginning of an adventure, somebody was acting very strangely, and it's like, this is kind of weird. We are kind of like 14th, 13th level in 2nd ed. I cast Detect Undead. Everybody was undead, and I'm like, guys, we have to talk. But I may have broken that adventure just a little bit. So
I was trying to save that for a reveal.
Whoops.
No, I'll never forget just the playing through that, and the DM was trying to describe things, and he used "Don't go near the windmill," and he's like, "There's various things, and you should stay away from the windmill." And I was like, immediately, I wanted to check out the windmill, and the rest of my party was like, "No, the DM told us don't go near the windmill. We shouldn't go over there." And I was like, "What? No, you have to go to the windmill." And we go, there's some nice old lady selling pies. And they're like, oh, don't worry about it. And I'm like, there's something wrong here. I go up and get a pie. It has a finger in it. I'm like, there is something wrong. And they're like, you know what? We don't have time for this. Let's just move on. And so I'm like, this is not okay. Another old lady comes up pushing a cart. They don't want to mess with it. And
spoiler alert for everybody in the chat, by the way.
oh yeah, well,
no, keep on going though. It's true. Another
Yes.
old movie comes up.
pushing a cart, and I'm like, there's something wrong here. Nobody wants to do anything. And then the bag under the cart starts talking, please help, somebody please help me. And they're like, oh, we have to stop. And I was like, oh, now we have to stop? I'm going to sit over here on the wall. You all stop it. This wasn't worth our time. Go ahead.
No, I feel that
I love
too.
it.
Like some people are.
Valens was about being like the only one that was like being responsible, right? Like the burden of just putting that out there.
Yeah.
What class were you playing?
Oh, this was my warlock. I had so much fun with him. He was true neutral, and he was just like, you know what? There's something cool in this windmill. These are now evil women. We should do something.
I need to ask you all
Yes.
to do one quick thing before we wrap.
What is happening?
As these manifestations of these very thoughts appear,
Wait. Oh, nice.
I need you all to roll initiative.
So, I love this dice tower. It is a skull with a base. I'll put it up here.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is, sometimes
Itzel. Oh,
Jesus.
you poor girl.
God
And
damn.
I thought I was done.
Just
you know?
finish it off
With
for the
bad
night.
rolls.
I'm
And
rolling my
no,
dice.
I was not.
What's that give you for a total?
3.
3.
It's all
I only
right.
got
I like going after other people. Helpful.
20.
It's fine.
I got a
Really
14.
not.
Okay, 14.
I got an 8, but with an advantage, I got a 4. So so 14.
Heck yeah. What did Bella get? 17? Your mic is off.
17, yeah.
Okay. Very cool. And we will end session here as these
Makes sense.
manifestations of these very, very dark thoughts appear before you on the bridge. Hopefully for you to confront, otherwise to consume you.
Yeah, he's actually a pretty cool dude. We're gonna get brunch later.
I'm
And-
Modernist mimosas.
And that's the session. So
Yay!
you know,
You never
going
know.
into the next one, probably going to be a fight. But
You know, just maybe.
it's okay. There's still a few more fun little things we get to throw out here, which is all good. But yeah, that's Veil Breakers for tonight. Are we all good? Are we good for the heck day is it? 17th.
Mhm.
If
Yes.
we're not, we'll figure it out. But I believe confidently that we're good for the 17th.
Yes.
So we shall see if our Neverwinter Nights can overcome these terrible things. Because
They seem
Fun-
like sins.
fun fact about the Shadowfell is that negative emotions can indeed manifest into things. If anybody's interested, they are called Sorrowsworns.
Rolls off the tongue.
And they are in the what you call it,
Thorothorn.
Monsters of the Multiverse
Thorothorn.
book. That's for the chat. That's not for you, the players. But you know, if you all
I'm gonna
wanna
look those stats up,
Be
yeah.
Googling it right now. Is what I'm saying.
go nuts, jokes on you. I got more monsters in here. I'd be like, oh, it was actually an illusion. It wasn't actually like a weird, what do you call it? Dead Space looking zombie monster. It was actually a dragon the whole time. But no, they're very cool. So if anybody's ever looking for a way to like do some psychological damage to your players while you're trying to, fight it out, these are great. Anyway, so thank you all for the donations because we ended with
Yes.
1,025.
Yay!
Canadian
so
money.
great.
Woot. Rainbow
Which is-
Railroad thanks you.
Yes. The charity will change over at some point. This is just me talking because I haven't seen to figure out what we're going to do next, but I would guess at the end of the month. That seems with Hasbro's coming up, but more to follow on that. But the bottom line is, this has been awesome because, well, every time we hit a goal, it's a huge deal, and that becomes from the community. And thank you all
Hell
for
yeah.
that. Right. And I swear I only take 40% of it, which no, for those who weren't here earlier, I don't handle money because I know it involves math, and despite my love of D&D, I don't do math. But yeah, no, this is a huge benefit. So thank you to everyone who donated. If you are new to the channel, which I think a couple people in the chat are, which thank you for hanging out. So, and then of course via following you, heck yeah. And if you want to tell your friends, and we'll put our socials up here as well, so that you can follow our Discord and all the other nonsense where we hang out. And actually, no, some of us
cat pictures and tattoos. It's really
okay. Even better. Knowing us in real life, I like that.
Yeah.
So, hey, awesome. What's up?
Hello.
So yeah, hop on into the Discord. Like, come hang out and chat. This is where we just spam memes about, I don't know, whatever the hot goss topic is of the day. Is there?
It's a yarn recently.
Yeah, yarn.
Knitting has become a new channel, which is fascinating to me. It's the fun trivia on the Fury Road when between takes, Charlize Theron was knitting, and all the war boys were like, "Hey, what you doing over there?" And so she just had this knitting circle of all these like 20-year-old dudes in death makeup around her knitting. That's good stuff.
I mean, IRL enough, right? That's actually the best part. Can you do me a favor? I missed your channel name earlier. Can you drop that in the chat so we can get you some follows, and we can actually, go back and forth, and maybe one day get a chance to raid you back. Because yay, good, thank you. So,
may I pimp out a promo?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna cut a promo. You're going down so hard. No, it's hi.
It's Wednesday.
Actually, it's Friday.
Oh shit, my bad.
Hi, I'm Joe Gates. I am an actor in Philadelphia, PA. I do improv in Ren fairs and Shakespeare and a bunch of other things. I fight with swords and sometimes axes. And this Friday, December the 8th at 8 p.m. at Comedy Sports. That's in the Adrian Theater on Sansom Street, in between 20th and 21st in Philadelphia, PA. I'm doing a improv double feature. So we're going to have another team go right before us, and then we are the incantation. We're going to do a spooky show. Think like Vincent Price and a bunch of like nightmare creatures slowly introduce a show, and we have curses, we have hexes, we have pun games. It's a lot of fun, and a couple of the people here even came and saw it very, very kindly this past Friday.
5 out of 5 stars. Do recommend.
Yes, phenomenal show. All the other actors are phenomenal. So when I say that Joe kills it, like it's a huge deal. They're all great together. They're phenomenally hilarious, and very passionate about what they do. And that's the thing that actually is conveyed well in the show, is that y'all care and y'all having fun, and I like that.
Yeah. So if you want to find out when this is happening again, go to the Discord. But you can also follow me at Comedy Showgates on Instagram, and I put all the ticket information up there if you're in the area.
Heck yeah.
I have one as well, actually, just real quick. Next Friday, December 15th, I want to say. Yes, next Friday the 15th, we're going to be playing Among Us for Extra Life, raising money for Children's National Hospital here in D.C. I believe some of the people maybe on this game might be there.
I am planning to participate, yes.
Good.
I think I said yes. Let me check my calendar.
So we'll yes. try to get a big group. We're always entertaining on Among Us because there's a lot of yelling, and also I believe there's a new map that none of us have played before and will not play until that night. So feel free to tune in and help us raise money for the kids. Hitting a new record for our team, 8 years running, and we are still hitting new records. So
what was it?
Great to see.
You broke 12,000, right?
We topped 12,000 for the first time ever, and we're still raising through the end of the year. Let's see whatever we raise this year is our goal for next year. So let's push future us.
I guess the move that we've learned from tonight is just, hey, give us money for charity, and then leave.
Every time we take a break, it's like we're the weeping angels. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, if you're looking directly at us, we don't perform. I don't know.
Wallets stay closed while our eyes are open. Yeah, it's a problem.
We'll workshop it. Yeah.
Prolonged eye contact. Yes. What else? Got any other cool stuff? I got one. I'm gonna talk about Hasmus, but anything else if you want to talk about before we call it a night? Thoughts, feelings? Did you have fun at PAX? Did you have a good weekend? I love you all.
Yeah. PAX Unplugged was a blast. I wish it were longer.
Yes.
So I could see
absolutely.
You guys forever.
Ever.
Spent this weekend planning. We're going to Awesome Con, which is in March this year, and the Sunday is March 10th, which is Mario Day. And so we're going to do a group cosplay for Mario. My girlfriend is doing Tanuki Mario, nice. And I'm going to be doing Hammer Brothers Mario.
Nice. Okay.
So, yeah, we're very excited. We spent this weekend doing costuming. So
that sounds phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know you're serious when you do it several months early, like you're supposed to.
Like you're supposed to, because last year there was bringing a sewing machine to the hotel room before the night before, and I don't want to do that again.
No,
I'm sorry.
So you're there to have fun.
I thought all costuming was done last minute in a panic at 2 a.m. after chugging 3 Red Bulls. Am I doing this wrong?
Yeah, yes, you are. You're doing it the way most of us do it, but it's still wrong. Yeah.
Well, shit.
You're just getting started, friend. Just getting started.
Fair enough. 2 announcements I'll throw out there. In the Discord, there's more information. But we're about to start our 12 Days of Hasmus. Oh, God, I don't remember the date off the top of my head for the first game. But there's a schedule listed in the Discord, and that's why it's there, and we write things down, right? But we're basically doing just a bunch of fun holiday one-shots. Unfortunately, the signups for those have passed, but that doesn't mean that there won't be last-minute people who need to fill slots, or if you just want to tune in and see shenanigans and other faces, because there's a lot of people on this channel that do a lot of fun stuff, right? And I like to think I'm pretty cool, but it's not about me. That's the whole point, right? It's about sharing the love and being like, oh no, other people do cool stuff too, and I want to see them get out there and like GM or get in games and come up with cool ideas, because that makes me very happy to see like people in their element doing their thing. So that's a big community event we have coming up soon. And then future projecting, but talking about cons, MagFest. It's coming up in January. LFTA is doing a panel there. More to follow on what, but that's 3 years running now, and we got primetime, baby. What a Friday!
Oh, damn!
Yeah, so we're going to figure out the official announcement, but that's, continuing tradition. We're going to have a panel. We're going to be there. We're going to play a bunch of games. We're going to nerd out, and we're going to party. So come to MagFest, hang out. It's a good time. That's all I got.
The 17th through the 30th.
Thank you.
24th and 25th.
Thank you. I was going to say, I'm like, I always miss it, and I never plan to go.
Yeah. No, thank you very much.
Yeah.
At least someone here, the note taker is organized. I appreciate you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
For the holiday season,
I had to look back because this is actually one of the few that I'm not DMing a game. But the offerings are delightfully subversive and ridiculous. As one might expect, our group sensibilities about the spirit of Christmas are a little bit tweaked. So it'll be grand. 17th through the 30th, skipping Christmas Eve and Christmas.
Heck yeah. And then standard call out. We have a bunch of other games on the channel. Check them out on the Twitch page. They're all in the Discord. There's a bunch of open chats for them. We're doing Encrypted Community College recording on Wednesday. Thursday is Never Emperor's Enigma. I think we're doing Class Reunion this week as well. Don't quote me on that. I haven't looked at the schedule again. And then the live recording of Academy H is on Sunday, which is the Mass Podcast.
Also, I am horrifically late about announcing it in the Discord, but tomorrow is the next community night. There will be holiday movies being shown in our Discord. So now is the perfect time to join the Discord so you can join our monthly community night. Yay!
Yay! For a small subscription fee of $49.99 a month, you can actually Just Venmo it directly to me.
Yeah. We will totally be.
Do
fine.
not give Andy money.
It's a
It's like when they have
disclaimer,
all
do
those
not
signs up
do
in
not
the
Venmo
zoo,
to
do
Andy.
not feed the animals. Do
Yeah.
not give Andy money.
It's Gremlin rules. Don't give me money. Don't give me snacks, and don't let me stay up after midnight.
Don't tell him your true name either. Yeah.
Yes. But with
It's
that
Sam.
said,
It's Sam, isn't it?
he said it 3 times. Now it's
Using
over.
Sam. Okay. Pick a different name. Okay.
Sammy.
Oh,
Sammy.
fine.
Dean.
I'll take Sammy.
What we're going to do is we're going to put up the thanks for watching screen, and I'm going to raid into ADHD Adventures. It's actually funnier spelled out, but regardless, they're streaming some. I don't know what the system is, but they have cool art, so we're going to raid them. And it looks like they're having fun. That makes me happy too.
How completely apropos given the name of the channel.
Right? That's fair. So don't go anywhere. We'll see that. And yeah, thanks for hanging out and thanks for helping us hit our goal. It's been awesome. Have a great night.
See you at Hasmus.
Thanks for watching.